You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
Then we'll do Lucha. This show is going to end up being shorter, I guarantee it. You guys ready? I'm going to start a show and do a thing. Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I'm your host, the Outlaw LA Red. You can find me. Wait. Do I still go by the Outlaw LA Red, or should I just be? I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. I don't know how to say my own name anymore. I don't know who I am.
Jason.
I've lost my identity, Byron.
Why did you lose it?
I don't know,
like you
man.
Write it down on the thing.
It's like, okay, I feel like maybe I'm having a midlife crisis. Do you think I'm having a midlife crisis?
No, I think that's extremely generous of you, dude.
If you didn't work for like almost a year and your whole family split up and you lost like 75% of your stuff, and then your red-headed bearded fuckboy friend came and stole your piano out of your house, like what? Would you not know what your name was anymore? Okay.
To be fair. And in America, it's really easy to, isn't it, to just create a new identity.
Meef, don't make it about you. Tell Justin what his name is.
Jason.
Okay, so
We established this one time ago.
The Outlaw Jason Harvey. Jason Harvey. Jason Harvey is the kid from Wonder Years, isn't he? This sucks. I don't know who I am anymore. Anyway,
you gotta, Justin, you gotta go by Outlaw LA Red, because one, you had a pretty hardcore badass history with that name. And so even though you're far away from it, it's a good thing to reminisce upon, as opposed to a name that does sound like the guy who tried to take over TNA with Eric Bischoff.
No, but see, it's so funny too, though, because no one. Oh, wow, that's mean. No one ever gets the nickname right. There's people that call me LA Red. There's some people that call me Outlaw. There's some people that call me Rock and Roll Outlaw, which was the original version of the nickname. Long story.
But we do a 4-hour podcast.
Let's keep the podcast shorter by not telling that one. Let's just put it this way. It's like Tiny Zeus Lister. It's ironic because he is neither small nor a Greek god.
The artist formerly known as Outlaw. There we go.
Well, anyway, you can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMShow75. That up there is at Meef Loaf. Meef with an F. Meef.
And I'm not going to get into explaining my name because
and then
there's a picture.
Over there is some
dickhead.
Are you waiting for me? At Byron Fever, catch it. Find me on Venmo.
I love it. Catch it. He says catch it like that's a good thing. Speaking of which, I cannot get a freaking vaccine to save my life. Just for those who don't know, as you can probably tell, the background is different. I'm in a
the beige curtains.
What city am I in? This is why I don't know where I am. I don't even know what city I am. So I'm gonna read the little hotel.
Don't dox yourself. Oh, you'll be gone by the time it airs.
Embassy Suites by Hilton I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're not even filming in Knoxville. We're going through Knoxville on my way to someplace in the South.
The Lost Real Hills.
Yesterday I was in Indiana, Indianapolis. I don't know, Indiana somewhere. The day before that I was in Cleveland. I'm back on the road again. I am making towns. I am probably going to die. I don't know. I have not been vaccinated, and I'm doing a project where I'm probably going to be around people who have not been vaccinated and don't wear masks and haven't been tested.
Yeah.
And
100%.
So if in fact this is one of the last few episodes of this show, thank you. It's been a great run. And if next time you see me, it's post-mortem on the Vampiro thing next week, then it just is what it is. Speaking of which,
I do want to say that it's awfully nice of Casey to not only miss probably one of the shorter episodes we'll do this entire year. He might end up missing one of the last times he gets to do a segment with the Outlaw LA Red, since you'll be working at least in the next month or so.
Well, maybe, but so we do still have some plans for everyone. I'm going to make next weekend's episode. I figure even if I get COVID this week, it probably won't have hit me too bad by next Saturday.
Oh, you could still podcast if you get COVID. Then you have all the time in the world. I mean, you'll still have to also do all of your work from your hotel room.
Right. No, I'm sure I won't get out of work just because I'm dying.
No. It could be that show that, aired a live COVID,
right.
explosion. So
maybe. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, but Casey's not here. Is Casey not here because he got vaccinated?
Casey's not here because he has a. Never mind.
Byron, be nice.
Okay, he got vaccinated.
Nice,
he's not really
Byron. Well. He's our homie. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Casey was going to try to be here, but then he also warned us that he might not be here if he wasn't quite feeling up to it. So rest up, Casey. Get better soon. Hopefully, we'll see you back here. I know when we will see him, we'll see him next Saturday. We'll see him on Saturday, March 20th, because we're going to see all of you on Saturday, March 20th. If you are not watching us on Saturday, look, our show's not on Saturday. So what does that mean? That means it's something special. We did a show. We already taped it. Byron and I spent time on it this week. I mostly gave notes. Byron did all the work, but it was good work.
It was a team effort.
We had to do some editing. So there's two pieces of news that you need to know. First of all, if you want to catch it when it first happens, when the news first breaks, when you get to first hear the goods from Vampiro, you've got to tune in Saturday, March 20th to Expo Lucha. Go to expolucha.com. Everything's there. It's going to be on Lucha Central, YouTube, I think, and Expo Lucha, and on the Facebook. And believe me, tens of thousands of people saw our interview with Conan that aired there. And you're going to get a solid hour of shoot. And I'm talking pure shoot. Like, we started this interview and I was like, we did the same thing with Conan, and it was the same with Vamp to a certain extent. It was, hey, Vamp, anything off limits? And he was just like, nah, brother, what? Come on, let's go. Whatever you want to ask. Ask me anything, whatever. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't some touchy subjects with Vampiro, because, in fact, there are a great many things. Here's a funny thing, and I want to tell people before they watch the interview this Saturday, the 1 hour of great stuff that we pulled from it, especially Lucha Underground and Lucha Libre stuff that we pulled into this. The one thing I do want to tell you is there are a few questions where you ask Vamp the question and Vamp is like, no, I'm not going there, brother. And then 30 seconds later, after he's told you he's not going to answer the question, I'm kind of in stunned silence for a half a second. We kind of needle him a little bit, and then he cuts us off and gives it to you anyway.
Yeah. So actually, no, I will tell you the story.
Yeah, he's like, no, man, I shouldn't talk about that. I shouldn't talk about that. But anyway, if you want to really know what happened, here's what really happened. Let me tell you.
Fantastic. It's probably one of, at least personally, I'm not going to speak for you guys, but for me, it was, I think, the biggest interview that I've done with this show, because of what we got into and what he got into, and also just we're seeing kind of like a childhood sort of wrestling hero. Of course, with wrestling, you use the term hero very loosely, but like, this is a guy that we looked up to decades ago. And then our wrestling fandom resurgence was also anchored in him at Lucha Underground and the rest of the show. It meant a lot to be able to talk to him.
Yeah, I'll say this. I will actually give him credit as one of my wrestling heroes. And I will say this. That is not because he is a good person. That is not because he is some type of role model. That is not because he is the best wrestler in the world. But also, I never needed that from Vampiro. I never requested that from Vampiro. I never wanted that from Vampiro. The reason why I thought Vampiro was cool was because I felt a little bit of a one of us vibe from him. It was like, oh, this is some obnoxious punk rock guy. This is like the kind of guy who I got my ass kicked by at the DRI show last week, or when Minor Threat or Black Flag came to town, like when the punk rock bands of the day were a thing. So to me, it was just like, dude, this is some obnoxious punk rock kid who probably is a snotty shithead just like me. Like, I didn't think very highly of myself at the time. I had dreadlocks and I wore combat boots every day, and I would wear black makeup on my face a lot of times. I looked like warmed over death. And that was what I wanted. I didn't want you to look at me twice when I walked down the street. I would cut a fool. I was not a nice person for several years back then. I was not good people. And I don't necessarily think that Vampiro was either, which is why when I saw him, and this is, you guys crack on me about the Sting thing, but this is part of my issue with Sting. I read The Crow. I was a real goth kid. I was a real punk, an obnoxious, smelly piece of shit with dreads and whatnot. And Vampiro was the real deal to me. But then, I was also into martial arts and I liked Brandon Lee and I appreciated what he did with the part and the role. And then when I saw Sting doing it, it was like, wait, this is the guy with the all-American face paint and the flat type? Fuck you. Are you kidding me? I hate that guy. That guy is bullshit. Vampiro's not bullshit. So I'm not saying Vampiro was a hero because and I tell Vamp a lot of this stuff too. And I think you're going to be surprised at how he took some of it. Because you guys know how Vamp feels about fans and fandom and whatnot. So you see how we did with Vampiro, and you guys let us know what you think about his comments about that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about him. I feel like Vamp was one of us, punk rock kid, total dickhead, made a lot of stupid choices, but he was out there doing drugs and fucking around and messing with girls and being a superstar and letting it go to his head. But that's like Sex Pistol style to me, man. It was more punk rock.
Well, let's not talk about the Sex Pistols and being punk rock. They were a manufactured band, but
that's punk rock, man. But what's punk rock? Devo is punk rock. The Ramones are punk rock. Sex Pistols are punk rock. Punk rock encompasses a lot of attitudes. It's more of the fuck you attitude for the Sex Pistols. The fuck you attitude was, yeah, man, we got our band put together in this clothing shop and we're going to take all of your money by playing shit music. That is punk rock.
Delicious was never plugged in. He was never plugged in because he was so shit at bass.
Who needs to be?
They didn't used to plug him in. They didn't used to plug him in.
I learned this.
Vampiro has spent times in his career where he was a shit wrestler, and guess what? He still put 20,000 asses in some of those venues.
Oh yeah,
that is punk rock.
I learned this trick from a friend of mine who is a bass player in my friend's band. If she ever got lost, she just turned the volume knob down and just would do stuff.
Well, I did the opposite.
I was going to say, I
would turn up my bass rig the loudest so that everyone else in my band had to follow me. That was my version of being punk rock. Like, nah, man, we're in my key now. I don't play E flat.
Bass and drums are two most important parts of a band, anyway.
Oh, dude, me and my drummers.
The rhythm section is the most important thing.
The first full album I ever recorded, me and the drummer went in without the guitar players, and we cut the entire album, just me and him, without. I didn't need any of their cues. I didn't need any of their vocals or anything. We knew the song so good, and we fucking boom, just knocked it out. And then they came and tracked to that shit and let me go and produce the whole rest of the record, so I didn't even have to.
Yeah, bass and drums anchor the whole thing. I have a funny bass player story where a friend of mine, the one that we filmed the movie at, he was at a wedding. He was at a wedding in Serbia or something with a friend of ours, and at the reception, this friend also he's a musician.
Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm totally listening.
He's a bit of a madman. Are you? And so basically, after like a lot of stuff happened, and you're sitting down eating your food, he went up to the band, the wedding band, went up to them and went like, "All right, guys, who's holding?" And the band, they all looked confused, like they all were playing it off. And then he went up to the bass player like, "Listen, motherfucker, I know you have an 8-ball in your pocket. I know you have a little baggie of white powder in your pocket right now."
Is he still going, Maeve? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
That's the end of the story.
Okay. I was going to say on the Vampiro thing.
Is he done? Hold on.
Okay, it's me now.
Okay,
we're good.
Okay.
So,
Justin, I don't know.
That's a great story.
Wait.
I wasn't making fun of it.
I'm going to get this out.
I don't know why you had to walk away.
Come on. All right. So when I was like,
do you have a story?
I was like 9. I was like 9, I think, at the time. And Vampiro, because I liked Sting, obviously the Crow. Raven was more my guy, as you guys know. But when Vampiro came into WCW,
they're both awesome.
It was, but I think I was 9. I just maybe at 8 when I started getting into like metal. So I was at primary school and I was like covered in Marilyn Manson shirts and shit.
Yeah.
And
he turned out to be a great guy.
Yeah, Nirvana, stuff like that. I was listening to rock because my oldest sister, who's 5 years older than me, was listening to it. So I was really into like alternative cultures and like weird shit when I was really young. And like where I lived was real shit. Like I lived in one of the worst places in the UK.
Well, you're a little younger than me,
chased by police. Yeah, I'm 87.
Oh, yeah, you're a lot younger than me. Okay. You did pretty good then, because a lot of guys from your generation have no freaking taste or class at all.
That's why we're...
in my like youth, I was, not through doing really anything too bad, but I've been chased by police helicopters, getting shot by farmers with shotguns, some interesting things. So, I got some of those straight towards him, and like he was just a character that was totally in a vibe. That's the one thing. The way he carried himself was just like he's coming, to get his shit done and kind of fuck off. Yeah. But like it was just kind of like that kind of, the whole, like you said, the punk rock thing with he had the Misfits and ICP. I loved ICP at the time.
Do we have a time for this thing, for the Vampiro thing? Has Kevin told us what time he's running it, or he hasn't laid it out yet, has he?
He hasn't laid it out. He will be laying it out today, tomorrow.
Okay. So we can't tell you right now exactly what time it's going to be on. Make sure you check our socials and check the Expo Lucha page and maybe even Mass Republic. I'm sure Kevin will probably post a little bit of his schedule. But honestly, you should be watching all of Expo Lucha anyway. Last one was super dope.
Unseen matches. There's a Cassandra interview which Kevin fucked me on and gave it to Denise Salcedo.
Oh, I see that.
Denise Salcedo
interview. Denise Salcedo from Wrestling Observer, Figure 4, Fightful, Wrestle Talk, Collider. Oh, Denise.
She had the Alicia too of this year.
Gets viewers up close and personal with groundbreaking luchador, the Liberace of Lucha Libre, Cassandro El Exotico. Wait, do they actually call Cassandro the Liberace of Lucha Libre?
Really?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
For being part of a revolution which changed representation in the ring to his life story now being turned into a film starring Gail Bernal. Interesting.
He's playing Cassandra.
Cassandra has so many amazing stories to tell. So here's what else is happening. Let me go down a little bit.
That's the main point. You just want to have just let me half an hour with him talking about colognes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get some wrestling fans something decent for once.
Wow. So I like how Kevin shills this. So part of the Lucha Expo experience is that you're front row, hanging ringside with never before streamed matches featuring superstars from every major wrestling league, including Lucha Libre, AAA, CMLL, Lucha Time, AEW, Impact Wrestling, Rank of Honor, MLW, and more. So that's the start of it. Virtual autograph signings are happening. I like this one. Let me read this one. Inside Scoop virtual panel. The Lucha Central Podcast Network series Mass, Mats, and Mayhem is joined by legendary luchador Vampiro to talk about his meteoric rise to fame in Mexico, the global stardom he achieved in WCW, co-producing Wrestling Society X, which we did not talk to him about, by the way. I was not going to put Kevin over by that, and he doesn't know that until he hears this. Sorry, Kev. Being an integral part of Lucha Underground, which we did talk to him about, and believe me, he certainly thinks he was an integral part of it. So did Conan. And what's next in his epic career? Fans will be able to submit questions, and they did, though I will say right now, I think only one or two of the fan questions actually got into the version that's on the Expo Lucha. And there will be, and I'll tell you about that shortly after the break. I'm going to announce when you can hear all of the questions and the whole Vampiro interview. But fans submitted some questions and Vamp gave some answers. And a lot of things were actually answered before we even asked the questions. So I apologize to some people who got their answers but didn't get to hear their questions get asked. So
we do very natural interviews. Yeah. Things flow and just happen.
There's a hot topic panel. There's a Ring of Love dating game. Lots of merch previews of stuff coming up.
There's a really cool 20-minute talk about non-fungible tangents or whatever, those NFTs. I don't know what they are, but if you watch and listen to the talk about it, you will know. Kevin promised me.
Okay. And then there's a panel where luchadors are going to judge costumes and give prizes. And
there's a dating game. How come we are not on a dating game? But how come we aren't on it?
Why would you be on it? Are you a luchador? It's not a dating game to date a guy who occasionally talks about luchadors. It's a dating game for a young lady to get to pick a luchador from a panel of guys. Byron, here's the deal. Brother. I promise you this. Next year, I will get you in the Ring of Love luchador dating game. Do you know how I'm going to do that?
You're going to make me
one more run.
No, I'm going to make you a contestant on this. Some girl will get to bid on you because you are going to wear a mask for the next 365 days so I don't have to look at your fucking face.
Will you take my word for it?
You already wear some.
Just wear the
mask on at least half of these shows.
Look, if you want the benefits of the gimmick, you got to do the gimmick, dude.
Yeah, Byron.
Hey, can you play the Vampiro trailer?
Byron, get the. No. Make him put the Drago mask on.
Jesus Christ! Now he's gonna go get a mask.
He'll never get that on his fucking head.
Everybody's listening to the show. We just hyped up all this Vampiro shit. He's got a trailer that he worked on,
and that's what he picks up.
And that's what he does instead of playing the trailer.
Good mask, right?
No.
All right, let's
put the Drago mask on, Byron.
Nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you. I think season 4 was a shame on you moment. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I smacked him in the fucking face, and I said, "You better bring it, brother, because this is your night." It was wrong, and Sexy should have got her ass kicked. I think Kevin, I sincerely think he should be the next Triple H type person, like at that level. Marty was our generation's Roddy Piper. I think I was in a fight the other day, and Hoovy is such a little controversial person. Nobody wanted to work with him. Nobody wanted to put him over. Nobody wanted to do anything. So I said, I'll do it. So I don't really know what to say, except I'm really enjoying being alive right now. We were violent, and you can only do that with a certain kind of person. Why would Eric say I'm a complicated guy? Mm-hmm. If you feel the building go like this, that's what Vampiro is all about.
Hot damn. Woo! I want to see it now. I did it and I want to see it. God damn, that's a good trailer, Byron.
We can rewatch it and find bits we can't remember and be like, oh shit.
I mean, dude, it's so good. Byron and I were culling through the entire thing, going back and forth, and we needed to shorten it down a little bit for Expo Lucha and just kick out a little bit of the filler, but it was really hard. Like, there's so many great moments. I'm not just trying to put us over. I want you guys to see it because we did it for you guys. We did it for ourselves and we did it for you guys. I just really think people will enjoy it. It's an entertaining hour of your life for sure. So definitely check that out. And you see, dude, he was shooting on everybody, and boy, did he put crossover as he says Kevin in the trailer.
Which Kevin?
But it's not Kevin Kleinrock. He's talking about Cross being.
You can't tell Kleinrock that though.
Oh my god! You put it in the trailer that way,
like he's Triple H.
Yeah. Anyway, so be sure to catch that. That's going to be Expo Lucha, March 20th. Right after the break, I'll tell you where you can see the rest of that interview. And we'll come back after the break and talk about some other stuff. It's about time for a break, don't you think? Aren't you ready to hear from Denise Salcedo?
No, I don't want to listen to her now. She stole my interview.
Byron. I
can never get better.
Byron. Should we go to Denise Salcedo now?
Well, if she wants us to go to her, I think we should go to her.
I think she's calling us. I think she's saying, "Come
Jesus
here, Justin and Byron.
Christ.
Come here, Justin and Byron."
Well, hold on.
Let me do my thing.
Nah, she's too popular now. She doesn't know we are.
I know. She is ridiculously popular. I hate it.
She's still on our show, and she's on our show more than Casey. So,
true. Fair enough.
Wow. And on that note, I'm going to send it over to Denise Salcedo and Lucha Central to tell us everything that's happening this week on the Lucha Central Podcast Network.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a reminder of where and when to catch all of the great network content this week. Get the full lineup and listen to all of our shows in the Podcast Network section of luchacentral.com. Sundays on the Lucha Central Facebook page, world-traveled shooter of the camera kind, Jerry Villagrana goes mano a mano with a fellow photographer to throw down about some of their favorite photos they have taken at Lucha Libre events. Monday, Business of the Business returns as Mass Republic President Kevin Kleinrock takes you inside how your favorite Lucha Libre merchandise gets made. On Tuesdays, Mass Mats and Mayhem takes you inside the world of Lucha Underground as they take you weekly through the series with the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of special guests from the groundbreaking series. Check out the premiere video stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Lucha Central YouTube channel and at luchacentral.com. Then listen to it on your favorite podcast platform every Wednesday. Tuesday nights live, it's Wrestle Boss, where Favi Chulo talks MMA and pro wrestling with special guests and listener call-ins. Visit WrestleBossLive.com Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to listen live or call in with questions or download the show on podcast platforms on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights live on Facebook, it's Spanish show La Mesa de los Márgaros, giving you both the news and the chisme from around the lucha world. Special guests and a whole lot of fun make it one of the most talked about shows in Mexico. Thursdays, it's Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco and PWR promoter Gabriel Ramirez, as they have guests from throughout the wrestling world pull up to give an inside look into their careers. From indie standouts to television superstars, each week brings a new name and perspective. On Friday, it's your double dose of Lucha Central Weekly podcast, one in English y el otro en español. Lucha Central Weekly is where you'll find all the top stories of the week, both inside and out of the ring from Mexico and anywhere luchadores are in action across the globe. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms, either by their own series name or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network show pages to get all of the shows in one easy feed. And please consider giving a rating to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central Central. Have a great week.
And we're back. Hey, Byron.
Justin, what friends do we have?
Byron. And we're back. Can I be back now?
Yeah, no.
Wow, look at all the color differences. But if I put my hand here, the white balance is...
I'm telling you, you get an app for your computer and you can lock in the white balance.
Byron's white balance is 100% always.
Dude,
Meef,
you match the dressers behind your
Have
face.
you had your crackers and cheese today, Byron?
Yeah.
Have you
Can I
had
tell you about, there's a really cool thing. I'm going to see if this works. A really cool thing popped
have
up
you
on
had your crackers and cheese yet today?
Yeah.
Byron is the crackers. He's just looking for the cheese.
Have you seen this on the Twitter today?
What have I seen?
Where is it? There it is. And here we go.
Is this the Miro thing?
Yeah.
This is a picture of me.
He's become legendary again on social media. He first tweeted, if you call Penelope hey Jim Cornette, if you call Penelope slut again, I'll come like God's wrath on you, which is interesting. You understand. I'll personally drive to your basement. Then he tweeted, people like Jim Cornette not only bring pro wrestling down, but young women and men get abused. The name called for 40 views on YouTube. Solid. We definitely at least get 56 views on YouTube, by the way, not to brag. And then the last tweet, the most recent one, answer me, you mark, Jim Cornette. So, yeah.
I think you have to say that in the Miro voice, though. Like, answer me, you mark.
I can't.
Whoa.
I love his voice because it doesn't really have like this weird accent anymore, but he is... It's like a slightly affected American accent that it just makes me want to love him even more. You know, it's funny. I was catching up on some Conan, Keeping It 100 podcast, friend of the show, Conan back. And I won't say better than ever, but survived his bout with COVID, by the way, and is doing better and does not give a fuck about your, frilly messages and this, that, and the other thing. Do not send Conan your feelings. That doesn't mean you can't send him your well wishes, but do not send him your feelings because he doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. He barely gives a fuck about his own. But he, it was definitely a light in a dark tunnel moment for him in his life. I think he's turned over some leaves, and as you know from our interview with him, he had already started to go down that path. But I think anyway, Conan's back and in rare form, and if you haven't listened to his,
Glenn yet?
No, he actually told Glenn he loved him. He was like, "Look, man, you keep it real with me, and Ray keeps it real with me, and Jericho keeps it real with me, and we don't agree on shit, but you guys don't bullshit me, and I love you guys, and you're one of my best friends." He actually said that to Glenn, and I was like,
Glenn doesn't understand capitalism.
Is he still on pain pills?
But see,
Despite
here's the thing
being a
about
capitalist, he doesn't understand capitalism.
Here's the thing about Glenn Gilberti, and I have a lot of friends like that, and it's like, look, I don't agree with how they see the world. I don't think that everything that they say has merit or intelligence necessarily to it, but I know that there's guys that are similar to that in my life that absolutely love me, would for real jump in front of a bus for me. And I can tell that Conan and Glenn have that relationship. So I can't front on it. And I would rather have friends like that I disagree with and can disagree with than a bunch of fucking Mark friends. And that's what Conan's whole deal was. Like, why have a bunch of Mark friends? Who cares?
Right.
We don't need a bunch of Mark friends.
That's the relationship we have with Byron somehow. I don't know how.
Well, yeah, I don't agree with Byron. When was the last time you agreed with Byron and me?
Fuck never.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like he's about to murder a fucking innocent child.
Why would you say that about me?
I know, and if he's gonna be a
when
murderer,
I was camping, I was gonna murder women.
Because
you did.
Why would you say that about me? What has ever given you that impression?
The restraining orders?
What restraining orders?
From all
the skin suits.
Oh Jesus! Never mind.
You're the one who has the sculpture of a naked body of your favorite luchador. But
it's
you're looking at it.
To practice murder on or ritual customs on. It's just
there's a path, and he's on it. He may
listen,
not be
Manson. Go record another album.
Yeah.
You want me to record another album?
Well, his headphones look like those little earmuffs, and he should be like shooting a shotgun.
Have you ever heard the Charlie Manson record?
I have. I heard it was music? Like a Beatles.
I had a little monkey. I sent it to country. I fed it on gingerbread. Along came a choo-choo, sent my monkey cuckoo, and now my little monkey's dead. At least I think that's what it said.
The Charlie Manson record is like Beach Boys meets Beatles or something.
Yeah.
It's frightening, and don't listen to it because that's giving the legacy of Charlie Manson money somehow. Yeah, but
don't give him any.
I was forced to hear it at one point in time.
He's dead now, isn't he? Has he got kids? Who's it go to? Who the role is go to?
Anyway,
so
I promised you before the break that I would tell you where you could hear the second half of the Vampiro interview, and then we'll stop talking about Vampiro altogether. But the second half is going to air on our show. Not the second half, actually, the entire uncut version of the thing is going to air on our show. I believe March 30th. If you're nice to us, if you ask nicely. Don't get me wrong, the 1 hour version is fire, and if you wait for the whole version, you're an idiot. You need to watch that version, and then if you like it and you want more, we'll have more for you. Let's do it that way.
If you work at a hospital in one of the towns that Justin's in and can get him a COVID shot, we'll send you everything.
If one of you can dox
to your inbox,
even the stuff we talked about after off the air that we recorded, I'll send you that shit if you get me a COVID shot.
If one of you guys can dox Meatloaf and just throw a flaming bag of poo at his front door or windows,
bro, no chance.
Then I'll give you the full 2 hours.
Hey guys, so last week we talked a whole lot about the fireworks that weren't, the sparklers, the spark job. And this week they spent a lot of course correction time at AEW in the fireworks department. It started at Impact, believe it or not, where Tony says that they did the Tony and Tony segment, and Tony basically said, "Oh, well, that Kenny Omega, he might be a great wrestler, but he sure isn't very good at fireworks." Ha 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 ha.
It might have started earlier when he started tearing everything down on Twitter.
It sucks.
They've been ready to do for a while because they want to protect their intellectual properties. Come on.
It really sucks that Kenny probably was the one who was the proponent of this match, because he has the belief that he wants to be the best wrestler in the world. If you're the best, you have to be the best at every kind of match. And so he was spearheading this behind the scenes and on camera, and it didn't work. Like, all the tests happened. In rehearsals, it blew up. But then it just didn't go off on live TV. His baby didn't work on live TV.
Yeah.
Not his fault.
Never work with children. Never work with children.
Not the slightest bit. And then he gets buried for it.
Yeah.
Good. That's what happens.
Oh,
he's got the belt. He needs the heat. Like you can't. What are you going to do? Barry Moxley, Barry Kingston, who went out and just officially made him the biggest jobber of all time because he just did a job. Done. He laid down on Moxley like a bitch in a 69 and didn't get anything for it other than humiliated by people for a day until they did retcon it and put it on Kenny's shoulders. That's the only way to save poor Kingston, who wasn't even involved in the damn thing. Didn't even get a chance to put it over by bleeding all over somebody or having a brutal hardcore match himself. Only had to do that spot, and I feel the worst for him. He got nothing out of the deal.
Like someone
he did a good thing on AEW, and he said PTSD and stuff and everything like that. Kind of,
I love
managed to work into a great little story. Yeah, Eddie Kingston.
But again, that's the retcon here.
Obviously, you know what happened, but I was definitely feeling like, man, Eddie looks like a bitch.
Eddie Kingston promo of the year, according to Wrestling Observer, by the way. Eddie Kingston feud of the year. What?
Okay. So there's a couple things about that, but I felt like,
and I like Eddie Kingston.
Eddie came off as such a bitch right there. Like, and not to his fault, but like someone should have had him stop selling or like react to what happened instead of.
I know that's what we were saying last week.
And then he comes out and he's like. He comes on the TV and he looks in the camera and he goes, PTSD reminded me of when I was in jail and I had a panic attack. So you can make fun of me if you want, but that's what happened. And no, I felt like such an asshole.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Eddie. Look, I really am.
So here's the real question at this point. We've seen the segments now. Kenny came out and kind of cut his F you and the fireworks promo. I'm still whatever. Tony's talked about it. Mox and Eddie did their little bit on it. And Mox has his drinking buddy back now. All's well that ends well. Yeah. And I honestly, I think the best thing out of this whole deal is like a funny story to an Eddie Kingston face turn. I don't know how it's going to play out, but whatever. Yeah. It's kind of entertaining. How are we feeling? How are we feeling on a school grading system, on an elementary school curve here, A to F, about the retcon of the fireworks now that it's happened?
I would have personally put together a really bad Michael Bay edited version of it and just gone, did you guys not see? What happened? This is what happened, and just like gone down the route of like they've been the most over the top, like maybe like a car flying through the air and some babes and stuff, just gone OTT.
Previously on AEW pay-per-view, cow flying through from Twister.
Cow.
And then just do like some conspiracy theory, just say, oh yeah, someone from another place hacked into our.
Well, so how are you grading what they have done to correct this monumentous?
You can't save it, but we'll say a C because
a C. What do you think, Byron? How's the retcon going for you these days?
I mean, it's going fine because they did it, and we just move on. I think that's the best thing. But grading what they did overall, I would say like a B-. I really love the Eddie Kingston stuff and the Mox thing. Like they addressed it, and then they just kept talking shit about whatever they wanted, and I was fine with that. But when Don Callis came out and kept going over stuff and it didn't even make sense, he's like, maybe we did it, maybe we didn't do it, we're not gonna tell you, right? Like he's smarter than you. And then then they're yelling, we did it, we deprived it of you because we're so smart. And it's like, dude, this is best touched minimally, stop it.
Yeah.
And then it's like they have other storylines to get into. Like one, Mox is starting the tag team that he wanted to do initially. I think with Brody, he wanted a solid tag team, and he
needs that so that way he can take time off without taking time off. So that when he shows up, there's storylines that have still been moving in his honor and with his situation. So when he does show up, he can do a match, but then he can easily take 6 weeks off and nobody will notice. It'll be good.
And then
it's a better way to do it. I agree.
They're bringing Christian in to work with Kenny. And that's a bit questionable, but also like,
okay, now you're going into the whole episode. I'm asking you for your grade.
I'm just saying they have these things to do. Stop that's why it was a B- to me. Like,
well, let's get into the episode. I agree with the B- rating, but here's what I'll say. I think it was an A on the unification of dealing with the situation. I love the fact that the first time you see Tony Khan publicly on the Impact show, it gets addressed. Okay. And there was some other great things that I'm going to talk about in a second that went with Impact. I liked the Mox and Eddie thing where like these poor schlubs were the guys that were laying out there in the 69 for the thing and got humiliated, and they were able to laugh it off and do a fun segment. And I think that they are to a fucking point when they really should be the two guys that are pissed at everybody. Everybody at AEW should have heat with those guys now because they should be fucking pissed. And it goes way down because of Don Callis. I thought Kenny did a good job with the retcon, and Don, I think, has been great in this whole thing, and I think he set it up, but I agree with you 100%. He took it too far, and it was just this is the complaint that a lot of people have had about Don for a long time. When he goes into business, he's not even going into business for himself initially, but it ends up that way because halfway through whatever he's doing, he thinks he knows best. And all the people I know that personally have issues with him, and most of them do not want those to be known publicly, but they are big name wrestlers that you know of that I have heard from personally, directly about the bad taste they have in their mouth from Don Callis is not because he did some awful, shitty, carny wrestler thing to them, but that because he took something that was totally fine and pushed it too far with his own agenda. And I think in that promo, you 100% see that he is the obnoxious, nerdy guy that does that sometimes. He's like the fucking Klein Rock of AEW and Impact now. You get that conversation,
he's going to bring out a
he
microwave and some cheese somewhere.
I'm sorry. Am I pushing it too far by calling that a Klein Rock?
I mean, just because Klein Rock does look like Cyrus the Virus, but
yeah, but you got to differentiate between Klein Rock microwaving a slice of Velveeta cheese on some toast and Klein Rock doing WSX.
You say that, but you're not the piece of cheese. How would you feel if you were that cheese?
No, but that's the one that you're not.
How would you feel?
But you're not talking about Klein Rock that worked in XPW and WSX.
It's exactly that. Think about it from the cheese's point of view, Byron. Think about it. You have this opportunity to turn into this great sandwich that everyone loves and everyone knows how you get there. And then this guy, this clown comes along and books it different. He's like, no, man, I'm going to make you into the greatest grilled cheese ever. But instead of putting you in a pan and frying you up like every great grilled cheese before you, he puts you in a fucking microwave.
He sweats the bread.
Oh my God!
The bread. That's the one thing we've not even talked about this whole thing. The moisture that would come off like.
And Callis is the same way, man. It's like he's like, Kenny, look, man, I'm gonna take all the stuff you did in New Japan, and I'm gonna get the Impact guys on board, and your AEW boss Tony Khan, and we're gonna make this great angle. You're gonna be champion again, and then he shits on it with this crooked ass microwave promo. It's the same damn thing, Byron.
Yeah. But also, to disagree with you and make
we've got in case you missed it for this week.
Is that also Don Callis through all the points he was making over and over and over again only spoke in empty cliches. And it's really irritating to me to hear that, especially after, I don't want to make this political, but we just had 4 years of phrases without meanings.
You just made it political. Thanks, man.
Well, here's my segment for the episode.
Listen, let me quickly talk about Impact.
No. Before we go over to
I'm not going to leave AEW. I'm coming back to AEW. I want to finish Impact. 2 things to say about Impact.
I want to talk about lawnmower.
AEW related or Impact related?
Shit. I think this is going to be. What is it? Okay, I just want to bring this up. How about we do
the weekend order?
I just want to bring this picture up. How cool is this picture of Thunder Rosa?
I love the blue.
Right? She's about to fuck some shit up. Sorry to curse. Okay, what's going on in
Revolution? Oh my God.
Yeah.
We already did a whole review of Revolution last week on the show.
Yeah, but I just saw She just tweeted that picture, and I was thinking, oh, her and Britt are going to main event.
Listen, we're going to talk
Dynamite
about Mel. We're going to talk about Mel because this week is her debut on Lucha Underground. Let me go through the weekend order of things that I thought were interesting. I did not. I'll tell you right now, I did not watch SmackDown, but maybe you guys did. But let me go back to Raw.
What did you think of Ethan Page's debut on Dynamite?
Shut up.
Christ.
I'm going to talk
about Casey's not here.
30 fucking seconds. Bobby Lashley looks like $1 million. Shane versus Braun is kind of fun, but if it's leading to WrestleMania, it's stupid.
Can I ask you a question about this?
About Raw. Go ahead. Bobby Lashley looks like $1 million.
Okay, number one, Shane is a fucking dork. Why is he sweating while he talks? I mean, with what he's doing now, he definitely.
Oh, I liked the way that he got face to face with Braun and gave him kind of a bitch, what?
I don't think Braun is that good. I think Braun is too WWE on the mic.
Yeah, because they taught him how to do it. Look, I've met the guy, and he's a sweetheart. He's a teddy bear. He's a great guy. He can cut a promo. He is. Here's the thing about Braun, and I hope whatever they're doing with him works out because he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
But he is a guy who is very versatile. He's also a big man, though, so he's limited in what he can do as a big man, and we don't want to kill his knees or hurt the guy because, sadly, the guys that look like the biggest, toughest guys it's the hardest for them to wrestle and wrestle hard. Mm-hmm. So I hope they use him right. But Braun is a guy that is 100% a company guy. He will go in there and do what you ask him to do. If you ask him to act like a dork, he will. If you ask him to be a tag team with a little kid, he's going to do it and he's going to sell it and he's going to get it over if it's worth getting over. If you tell him to go in there and have heat and get these hands with Shane McMahon, he's going to do it. He's never going to complain. So 100%, I will say this. At any point in time, whatever Braun Strowman is doing, if you like it, it's not because of Braun. It's because WWE wrote him the right thing. If you hate it, it's not because of Braun. It's because WWE wrote something stupid. Yeah. There is no Braun Strowman. He is whatever they tell him to be.
Yeah. And I kind of feel to go to that, if we're going to go to the Triple H grading of superstars, I don't think that takes him above B+ or at least like an E- transitional spot. Like there needs to be a bit of selfishness. There needs to be a little bit of that HBK.
Yeah, but does there need to be in these days in WWE?
But I think you need to know what's best for your character and speak up.
Maybe what's best for your career.
I'm not saying you need to be hard about it.
Team player.
You could be team player, but maybe you should be able to have an opinion on what is good and bad, and then it helps you work better.
Braun, from everything I can tell and everything I've heard, Braun is not that guy. He has no opinion about it. He shows up to work. He works his ass off. He's friendly to everyone in the back. He does it like it's a job, and he puts in work. And if you tell him to get these, if he comes out with Bray Wyatt, whatever you want to come up with for Braun, he's gonna go out there and do it and do his best at it. But he is never gonna be the guy in the back that's like, I ought to be champion, blah, blah, blah. He has none of that. And here's the thing. Probably part of that's good for your life. Like Braun is going to die a happy, old, fat bastard, I think, one of these days. Because he doesn't have some weird Napoleonic complex like some of these small dick UE Adam Cole motherfuckers over on NXT. He doesn't have to get himself over. Whatever. I don't know the guy. I don't care. I just see him on TV and I can't stand him sometimes. But he's fine. He's entertaining. He's entertaining. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying that he's not. And I'm not even saying the guy is a small dick because I don't know or care. What I'm saying
they all wear tights. So
what I'm saying though is the smaller guys literally have to fight for it more. Since the day they got into wrestling, they have something to prove. Even guys like The Rock, part of the reason why The Rock's persona was so big was because he's living in the shadows of other people in his family that have done it. Even though he's a big dude and was always athletically gifted, had he not had a wrestling family, would he have had the urge to get himself over the same way? Probably not.
I do need to address this now that you've just mentioned that.
I want to talk about Bobby.
No, Byron, shut the fuck up.
Don't take it off topic. Beef is a good point, and it's on topic.
You don't know what it is yet.
Me and Paula have been watching the old pay-per-views.
Right?
No, No. No.
I knew
So
where
we
you were
watched the
going.
old pay-per-views.
DM, I saw that him and they were watching old
2000.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And where did this whole thing about, because people have got this whole conspiracy at WWE, and it's a built-in thing now about the big guy. He doesn't exist. Stone Cold, 6'2". The Rock, 6 foot. All these guys who were big, massive, fucking draws who made millions of pounds and dollars,
right?
Whichever way, they were average.
Undertaker's
size
like
guys.
But wait.
Hogan is 6'4".
Undertaker's like 6'7".
Here's the thing. Ask yourself how the guys like Stone Cold and The Rock and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart got to the top.
Sucking dick. No,
Bret Hart took shit for 7 years straight, and then went into business for himself and got himself over. Shawn Michaels had charisma, and he got the ladies behind him, and figured out how to work match psychology. Because if you watch him when he was tagging back in the day, he did not have the same in-ring psychology. He figured out how to tell a good story, and he figured out how to lead a match.
And
he
did a lot of dodgy
Ric
things
Flair
backstage.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but also what happened in the ring, he learned how to do it.
Yeah.
The Rock, he did that shitty Rocky Maivia Jr. angle forever where he was like,
he got given shit and made it fucking amazing, didn't he? That's the thing.
He was so bad, and people hated him so much that he figured out how to feed into it with the Rocky Die thing, and it made him a star. Steve Austin, another guy like Bret Hart,
King of the Ring promo.
Took shit for years until he went into business for himself on 3 promos in a row. And then backstage, they were like, shit, he wasn't supposed to do that, but it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Now look at guys like Jinder Mahal. Why was he at the top? Because he was big. Look at how fast Dave Bautista got his first title shot when he came in. Why? Because he was super huge. How fast did Randy Orton get to climb up the ladder? Not because he was second generation, because he was a big ass dude. I mean, people don't realize it, but Randy Orton is Brock Lesnar sized. He is actually a huge human being. He doesn't look it because he's super proportional.
Also, before before was it Sports Illustrated? There was a big article expose that came out about athletes and celebrities getting performance enhancing drugs, HGH, steroids, whichever, and they a long list of customers of someone who got busted came out. And after that, and after the wellness program, Randy, among others, slimmed down. So if you look at Randy when he was just starting out, he is jacked. But so are a lot of other people too. Like he's not the Slytherin snake that he is now. When he started out, he's way taller than you think he is. He's tall enough to play in the NBA, I think. And why did I bring up basketball? I don't know anything about basketball. Anyway,
oh man,
terrible sport.
After watching All-Star Weekend last weekend, I was kind of like it was interesting to watch Steph Curry, throw up the ball from one arena and have it land as a 3-point basket in another arena 5 states away. But other than that, it was just like, why is the NBA like this?
I find really weird about NBA, right, is that people complain about soccer players being paid too much money.
I tell you guys what
NBA players are paid far too much money for a sport that just runs one into the court.
No, they play a lot. They work really hard. You just don't like black people. It's fine.
That's true. He does.
It's just backwards and forwards on a really tiny court.
Guy. Yeah,
it's terrible.
What? It's only backwards and forwards on a hard court. It's not like it's on grass.
But they use all of their limbs.
They
guys don't even use all their limbs.
You can fucking turn and break a fucking ankle.
You try playing a sport where you run back and forth and use 4 limbs instead of just 2.
You want to watch Leeds play?
Yeah,
Leeds just play constant, ferocious football. We're insane.
Soccer's so hard.
People get scared of us.
Feet. Do you guys want to hear what Penelope Ford tweeted about Cornette?
No, I don't. I want to get through Impact real quick. So
okay,
Impact.
You said Bobby. I have a question about Bobby.
I have a question about Bobby Lashley?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the segment we're in. Hurry up.
That is fair that you clarify, because I could have gone left with it. So
I know you're go ahead. Question about Bobby Lashley. Looks like $1 million. That was all we were going to say. That's the whole note. It says it right here on my computer. Bobby Lashley looks like $1 million. Raw notes.
Why couldn't this have been day one when he signed, when everyone was ready for it when he signed?
You know what? Because it wasn't there yet. He hadn't grown into it yet, and he needed MVP. MVP. When I say Bobby Lashley looks like $1 million, you need to read that as MVP makes Bobby Lashley look like $1 million.
So compare this to the Leo Rush Bobby Lashley, because Leo was putting him over really, really good too, but he wasn't.
Nah.
Because you know what Leo Rush was doing? You know what Leo Rush was doing? Rush was making Bobby Lashley interesting. What Leo Rush was making you say, oh, maybe there's something to Bobby Lashley. You know what MVP is doing? MVP took his time and slowly over the course of 6 or 7 months made you say, Bobby Lashley has put in his time and he's your goddamn champion, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And you just sit there and you hear that and you see that resonate off of them and you're like, yep, I buy it. And too much of wrestling these days, the problem with it, and this is what me and Meef keep telling you dumbass all the time, Byron.
No, I get it too. We're telling Casey.
Too much of wrestling is not believable. It's too much little guy beating up the big guy. It's too much this feud went on for 20 minutes when it should have been a 5-minute match. It's too much this person isn't ready for prime time, but we're trying to make them ready for prime time because we like them. If you want me to like the guy, you want me to believe somebody's a champion, do exactly what they did with Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business. Put in the time, put in the work, make the gimmick believable, make the gimmick good, and make the gimmick not bullshit. They make sense. It's 4 black dudes who banded together, who want to look sharp. They want to wrestle good. They want that fucking money, and they will go out there and hurt you to get it. Oh my God. That sounds realistic. That sounds like LeBron James and his 4 homies from Akron that help him run his company. They put on their sharp suits. They go to business meetings and they clown fools. They get that paper. They win games. They do their shit. Some people like them. Some people hate them. It doesn't matter. Oh my God, it's like real life in wrestling kind of works.
Yeah, I also think, especially, and we bring this up every now and then, but especially with all the various incarnations of the new 4 horsemen that they're trying to do in AEW, the Hurt Locker is really the most genuine 4 horseman group since they disbanded, I think.
It works. It's cool.
I mean, yeah. And Vinny Massaro had a tweet saying I can't wait till fans come back so Hurt Locker or Hurt Business can be faces.
Maybe
everyone's going to cheer for them.
I like, because they're believable. I mean, even if they're heels, they're like Bray Wyatt Firefly style heels where people were still like, back at the height of coming out with the lantern where you're supposed to be a bad guy and everyone's like, no, this is really cool. I'm not booing this ever because it's just
like
cool.
They're getting theirs. Like, okay, they're getting theirs.
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
Think of all the things that they tried to do with Retribution recently, and Alexa and Bray and Randy Orton spitting up blood, which is again, I don't even mind some of that stuff. I don't mind it. Like I've said it before. I think the Alexa Randy stuff, but it's not believable, and therefore it's just a passing entertainment thing. Whereas this Hurt Business thing can last. Like they can actually, this has legs. Like let this go, man. You got a 3-hour show to fill, and these guys are money. All right, let's move on to Impact now.
About time.
There's a couple of quick things. Did you see the Good Brothers and Juice and Dave Finlay segment where they're doing the shots for the signing?
No.
You must watch segment. Absolutely my favorite promo bit this week. And it was in focus, first of all, because they shot it in a big enough conference room that they didn't put anybody right against the wall and they didn't soft focus anything. But Good Brothers versus Juice and Dave Finlay, they all start off talking like, hey, we're all out of Japan and this, that, and the other thing. Then they start doing shots and talking smack on each other, and it keeps going until, of course, it inevitably breaks down fisticuffs. But the way it gets there, some of the stuff that Gallows and Anderson say to them is classic, and Juice is trying so hard not to break the whole time, trying to stay in character. And Finlay goes a few times, and Finlay tries so hard, but his comebacks are terrible. Totally worth watching. I just like that.
Find that on Twitter right now.
I think it should be up. I think it's on their IG.
Okay.
So you might want to surf through their IG. But I watched the actual whole show, so maybe I haven't put it on social media. I can't imagine that they wouldn't, though, because pretty much anytime the Good Brothers do a promo on Impact, they run the shit out of it on their socials.
Yeah. You know what's hilarious? How Juice is doing his Blues Brothers gimmick and Impact now, but he has a whole new I'm a crazy guy gimmick on New Japan.
Yeah, I don't even quite know where they're going with him yet, but this whole thing of like, you know, being brothers with the Good Brothers and then trying to get some heat on them, I think was entertaining. And I think that's a more realistic to like keep it to the fact that these guys do know each other. They've worked each other in Japan. They have all gone up and down the road together. And that's an interesting thing for wrestling fans, especially for a show like Impact, where if you're watching Impact still as your 10th or 11th, no one is watching that as their first hour of wrestling in a week. Yeah. If you're watching Impact, you are a wrestling fan and you are probably already watching at least all of Dynamite. And then you're watching Impact, you know? And for me, if I get to Impact, dude, literally I've watched probably 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of NXT. What is that? That's already 7 hours of wrestling. And then and then after that will usually come Impact for me as 8th hour, maybe MLW or AEW Dark as the 9th or 10th hour of wrestling. You know, maybe I'll hit some New Japan or something. It's like, bro, if you're a wrestling fan and you seriously want to watch all of wrestling in a week, good luck. I hope you have no life and no job.
Yeah.
And I watch an hour of Lucha Underground every week for this show, which I didn't do this week. But I've also seen the episode 4 times. Anyway,
yeah,
it's just whatever. Let me talk a little. Chris Bay, Austin Theory, absolute fire. They look like the heyday of the X division with AJ and Christopher Daniels and all those guys. Like, if you're not paying it. I'm sorry, Ace Austin. I'm sorry, I said Austin Theory. Ace Austin. My notes say it correctly. My brain did not, and I don't want to talk about Austin Theory this week. Anyway, which is a shame because I saw Austin Theory in Maverick a few years ago, a couple times, and I think at maybe bar somewhere else. He looked like $1 million. The kid looked really good, and now I'm kind of soured on him. And he hasn't done a good job for himself, and they haven't done a good job with him. That's all I'll say about him. But anyway,
I'm going to elaborate in that Gargano's doing a bit of a goofy heel, and then Austin Theory probably isn't thinking for himself, and he's like, "I'll just keep the vibe going," and he just looks even dumber.
Yeah.
So
anyway, let me finish real quick with Impact, because I don't want to talk about it anymore. Swan and Moose is now they did the big announcement. Scott D'Amore came out. Swan versus Moose is going to unify the two TNA belts. And so now the TNA and Impact title will all be one thing.
What do you think about that?
About time?
I mean,
we've been running this Moose. Well, and the other thing is, like, we've been running this Moose angle so long.
That's true.
Why not keep it going? But at the same time, yeah, disappear anything with the TNA name on it at this point.
People love TNA,
but put out a new belt. It's time. Freshen up the product.
I like that he brought back the old one. But anyway, it's like his own, and it's a very loose comparison, but it's like it's his own FTW belt.
But don't you think that this is going to mean that Moose is going to win? Because there'd be no way that they would actually take that title off of him to unify it on Swan. But that also leads me to something really awful, because they've announced that the winner of Swan versus Moose will face the AEW champion at Rebellion in title versus title. That means AEW title versus whatever this new Impact title is, which means it could be, if they both still hold the titles by then, it could be Moose versus Kenny Omega. And I am here to tell you, I do not want to see that.
Can you imagine Tony Khan walking into a room and he's like, "All right, guys, what's the goods now?" And they're like, "We're gonna send Moose to fight Kenny Omega," and Tony's like, "Oh,
wait, title for title." I mean,
I was so nice.
Here's the thing, though. I think Rich might be the one to win, but then that does make me upset about the title unification thing, because then it does take it off of Moose. But I think Rich might be the one to win, because Rich is the one that they think can drop to Kenny. And I don't believe that an Impact champion, title for title, is going to beat the AEW champion. Right. I think that the AEW champion will do a job and lay on his back later to give it back to them. But I think Kenny's finally going to do the belt collector gimmick at the end of April or whenever Rebellion is.
That'd be cool.
I mean, end of April, I think.
I also like doing that, but not obviously right off the bat. So
if they're really doing that and they're announcing that match, that here's a match leading up to that match, and they're announcing it now in March for a pay-per-view at the end of April, that is the way to do it. Give me 1 sec. I got to text some people.
Yeah, so I definitely, I'm happy with that. I feel like it was the obvious thing to do when Kenny got the title, the AEW title. But I'm happy that they haven't gone the super obvious route with him right off the bat. And definitely now that they got the Mox program sort of out of the way, go do that belt collector thing. If only if it gets, the AAA belt on AEW TV, like that needs to start happening.
I still don't know why we're not seeing that every week. Like, I want to call Conan and Dorian and all those guys and be like, dude, why can you guys not get Kenny Omega to at least show off that he has your belt and that, make him a heel, make him an absentee heel that's stolen your belt that you can't get to come wrestle for you. Like, tell a story, man.
I think Tony doesn't like that. And he's made exceptions. Thunder Rosa, the NWA thing. But even an exception. But Mox doesn't carry the US belt except for like the few weeks that they were sort of promoting the Kingston match.
And I think it's stupid. And even, what they do with the NWA women's title that they have around with Serena still has it, right? Serena Deeb?
Yeah, but she just had her knee scoped, so she's off TV for a few weeks.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't put it over very often until an actual match that basically it sounds like, when Billy calls up Tony and they have a convo, and then there's the match with the belt is the only time that they mention it. It's I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's a Tony thing. I feel like it's a Tony thing.
It's the forbidden door.
But he's also, he's not. It's weird, but whatever. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's left at Dynamite. Match of the week, Byron. Matt Jackson and Phoenix.
It has to be. It has to be. I love it.
If you agree, is that the match of the week this week? Matt Jackson versus Phoenix? We can't hear you. You've got your thing.
That's good. This is the best.
It was AEW. So it was on late last night, and I don't watch AEW. I've never watched an episode.
How do you got to be watching Phoenix's matches?
You're missing out, man.
I see the highlights.
Phoenix is the real best bout machine. It used to be Kenny Omega. I'm not saying it wasn't Kenny Omega at some point in time. He had like match after match after match that were just thoroughly entertaining, and you always wanted to watch it, and they were always good. But if you want to compare even an exploding barbed wire match, even if you had the right explosion at the end, compared to just this little normal ass match with Matt Jackson and Phoenix still wins. And Phoenix's match with Archer the other week was
best in the world.
Better. Well, and when Phoenix was in the 6-man tag match, she made it better than the 6-man tag match the following week when they brought in Kenta. Phoenix is the secret to the best match.
That's the thing where with that 6-man, and it's held true ever since. When you said when Phoenix went into the match, everyone stepped up their game. Mm-hmm. And in every match that he has had since then, since he's been given main event type matches in free reign. So even like this opening AEW match, that's like their co-main. And
people are saying now, you can tell the other performers are saying, oh shit, I got Phoenix tonight. I got to bring it. Oh shit, I want to look good against Phoenix, which means one thing. Phoenix is making you look good. Yep. Phoenix gives you an opportunity to have the best bout. So does it matter if he lays down on his back? Does it matter if he loses or jobs right now? Not at all.
No.
Phoenix
who do you think had a better match? He went over though. He went over a Matt. But who do you think had a better match against Phoenix, Matt or Nick Jackson?
Matt.
I'd say Matt too, because it was most recent. I don't remember much about the
Nick one. No, it was. there were some better spots in the other one, but in this one, the pacing and overall flow of it was like these two guys knew how to match each other pacing wise, and the flow was unbroken. They were just on it, like you could just see it. And look, we've seen Kenny Omega do this for people too, but it's not right now. And I think maybe that is part of his poor choice of who he's picking to rumble with. Like, I like Moxley, but Moxley is not going to give Kenny Omega the same kind of match that a guy like Phoenix would, or some of the other guys in Japan even.
I think he'll give him a better promo, but we haven't seen Phoenix do a full main event promo. And it looks like he and Penta can do English promos with personality now, but we need to let them.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I like Penta's half in and out of Spanish promo didn't work quite as well here, but
I don't think he was that comfortable. I think he was supposed to deliver the last line, and he gave it to is it Alex?
We're talking about post Cody, Seth Garrett, whatever match here. Cody got a squash match, and Penta is now going to feud with Cody. So Penta jumps up from Spanish announce and cuts a vicious promo on Cody. But then we also get to the part where he says, "Let me speak a Jew language."
Yeah, you know? I love it. It was great. I mean, he definitely is so much better in full Spanish. And the translator, I think his name's Alex. He's a guy like us who.
Dude, you should see what I have written down here. I'm gonna post this in the chat, and I want you to read. I want you to read Penta's promo line. I'm gonna put it to you in the chat. One of you guys attempt to read this. This is what Penta said.
Well, I think we should. Me, if you do it.
He says, "Let me speak." Right before this. Here,
Cody.
He says, "Cody,
Jew language."
He says,
"American Nightmare."
There it is.
Nightmare. You got it.
That's exactly what he said. That was the closed caption translation. "Let me speak Jew language. Amar Akar Night Marge."
Yeah.
Penta's English promo is going to need a little more time.
He still had that pizzazz.
I wouldn't even bother. Just let him have Spanish.
And that's what I always said. Like, I liked the whole Spanish announcer translating for him, and then Penta, where I felt it went a little off the rails. I felt like Penta got a little nervous in the promo moment, and he's like, "Oh, you could see he was slowing down the Spanish part of the promo because he knew he had to do part of it in English, which he's done before, but it wasn't super duper comfortable for him. Like, just let him speak Spanish because he does fire promos in Spanish. And I like them because the Pentagon speed of Spanish is exactly the speed of Spanish where I can understand almost every single word.
Yeah. And if you don't know the word, you know, this is a part of the phrase where he says he's going to kick your ass.
He speaks fired up. It's passionate. It's like, it is like
the character.
But it's like Stone Cold in Spanish. It's like Stone Cold ain't saying anything complicated. I'ma stomp a mold hole in your ass and walk it dry.
Yeah.
It's clear cut. It's simple words. He says it with emphasis. He's got cadence. Penta does the same thing in Spanish. I love it.
It's great. Yeah, no, I remember when we saw the Lucha Underground screening at the theater with Skip and Eric. A few other people were there too. But, you know, we were there with them at the screening. And that was the one that had one of my favorite Pentagon Dark promos, or one of my favorite promos he's ever done. So you have the subtitles, and he's just there, and he's like, "I'm Pentagon Dark, and I am a badass." So you know, it's just like, "I'll break my own mom's arm." Like, it's just so to the point.
I know, it's just so awesome. So anyway, a little bit more with AEW. I feel bad for Miro. We talked about it a little bit at the top. Like, Miro is dope. I love Miro on Twitter. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know that this feud with the best friends is doing anything. Kip is an issue. Penelope seems like a star, and they never put her on camera. I don't understand why. But maybe it's because Kip is not cutting it. I don't know.
I think her presence isn't 100% there for that level as well, and that she was filling in gaps when they lost talent because of COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. I like her. I think she's good. I like Miro a lot. I like Chucky T and I like Trent. I like all these guys, but something about this isn't working. And the fact that they're extending it and doing this video game thing. I think Miro is smart. I think you guys just watch Miro. I think he's biding his time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, guys, don't worry about me. I'll ham it up for a little while, and then we'll get to the real deal later."
Yeah. Well, okay. So look at the titles, and where would he slot in right now?
Nowhere.
Right. So
nowhere. I think the TV title is Miro's to hold at some point in time, and it is absolutely the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's not what they need, and he knows that. The company does need him. They just don't need him now.
Yeah.
So he's going to do this standby feud. All
I
ego.
was just going to say Kip is also in a super weird spot because I liked when he was doing the thing with Jimmy Havoc, and I thought he was beginning to kind of get an edge as a heel. But he just has this, he's just a dork. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but he's just a dork, and he's got to figure out how to kind of embrace that. You know,
right? I don't know. It's just weird.
He is like every single, well, I'd say like 75% of British indie wrestling. They all look the same. They're all the same. They're really cool guys. They're like normal people who were like us, got into wrestling when they were like younger. They love wrestling and they did wrestling and they're really good at it. They're athletic or whatever, and they're good at it. But like, they're not like superstars. They're just not.
I think there's something there, but he needs to find it. Just like when Scorpio Sky won his match, that moment when he won, you saw authentic shine coming from him.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a second. But I want to put somebody on the Wall of Fame. Can I put this guy on the Wall of Fame?
Thank you.
I want to put Lance Archer on the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
Can I put him on the Wall of Fame for this?
I give you permission.
Oh, Stink cuts his promo, slobbering all over Darby, and Lance Archer interrupts the whole thing. So Lance Archer goes on the Wall of Fame for interrupting Stink talking about Darby.
I liked how
tonight we're going to hear from Sting, and then what do we get? Instead of Taz interrupting him, we get another guy interrupting Sting, because that's an original storyline at AEW.
The next one, Tony. Maybe that's his gimmick, though. I like how Jake got in a quick shot there.
Yeah.
Hey, Stinger. Just like, remember me? We used to do some shit.
Look,
did Jack Swagger get a bit upset because someone was wearing something black?
Wow, that's awful. You think Jack's that bad? Jack's not that bad. Kenny, all ego Ethan Page. You wanted to talk about this friggin' guy versus Lee Johnson. I like Ethan going nasty heel style, and that's about what I have to say about it. What do you think, Byron?
Well, I think it was a very poor matchup. I think you have two guys who need to shine on TV. Not even if like Shawty Lee needs to be winning. I think he needs to win. But even if you don't think he needs to win, he just needs to be looking competitive against the TV guys. It's not the match.
They brought him from dark to get squashed by Ethan.
But like he had a moment,
aren't they? That's probably why. I think they know each other. I think that's why.
Maybe, but like as far as Shawty Lee's own personal story with AEW, he got signed and he had a big match with Cody tagging with him, and he took the pinfall, and he has a sort of a slow cooking angle with QT, the Apple guy. And then they took him off TV for a minute, and then he bring him back for this. It's just, I think as far as.
But who else do you put in there? You want somebody who has a little bit of heat, so Ethan doesn't look like some schlub coming in. Somebody's got to put him over. Who would you have had put Ethan over right here?
Who? I mean,
Chucky T?
No, they have.
John Silver? Like who puts over Ethan Page right here?
I mean, none of the Dark Order guys can lose.
Correct.
I'm not sure. I think you have other options. I don't think Shawty Lee putting him over I don't think he has any gusto to put someone over. Excuse me. And I think it also gives Ethan Page heel stuff if he's doing the shitty stuff against the guy he should be.
I think it worked. I think it worked for exactly the reason here that you like Lee. And when Ethan at the end of it goes super heel and just starts putting his foot on his face and being like the nasty heel, it makes you feel icky. You don't like it. It feels wrong. It feels out of place. And I think that's exactly what they're going for. And if they can get that level of heel out of Ethan Page, then they've done something right. They
He
need
has
to keep
look on
that
his face
going.
for sure.
No, yeah, and Ethan needs to be the guy that just does the one extra wrong thing. Not cheating, not slimy weasel kind of heel, but like after I beat you, I'm gonna put my foot on your face kind of heel. After I beat you, I'm gonna throw you out of the ring and then give you the finger kind of heel. That's the kind of heel that he should be. And if they do that solidly for 2 or 3 months, you can have something. But what AEW is going to do is they're going to do that for 2 weeks, then they're going to book him in an angle. It's going to be lame. They're going to forget about it. Then they'll put him in a tag for a minute. Then they'll put him in a 10-man tag. And then by the time he's in some ladder match a year from now, we'll forget who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
know
like
you
the
like that guy.
faction stuff, by the way. People complain about that.
So another guy. So apparently, here's the deal. If you're an old-timer legend, like you come in AEW, basically what happens is you get ready to cut a promo and somebody interrupts you, because this is when Kenny and Don, we've already talked about their promo, but they interrupt, and advertised for this episode was Cage talking. And again, they just did this 2 weeks ago with Sting.
No, they just did it 2 segments ago with Sting.
Well, but I mean, but before that, they advertised that Sting was going to talk, and then they swerved it, and he didn't talk. He actually fought. But whatever. So here we are with the big name from other promotion is going to talk thing and swerved it away. You said, hey, was there something interesting going on?
Maybe.
More interesting than Shida, Thunder Rosa, and Ryo Mizunami versus Maki Ito, Nyla Rose, and Britt Baker?
No. But check in the DM.
I can't.
Maki needs to know who's the cutest, Byron.
It's Maki Ito. Who's the cutest in the world? Maki Ito.
Tam Nakano.
That's not her gimmick.
Wow.
All right.
But
what is Evil East trying to say with this?
I know, right?
I don't know.
Put it up on the thing. Put it up on the screen.
I don't know what the message that she's trying to convey here is. I don't know if it's appropriate for the show either. Anyway, I'm just going to continue on.
It isn't, but yeah, right. It kind of makes you pause. But no, if you click on the tweet, it's
full size, yeah.
But this is what Twitter says you need to see. That's probably what she's talking
Byron,
about.
Screenshot it before she deletes it, so I can read it
again. Yeah, before she deletes it again. Anyway, I like this match.
Neve, can you see?
I think that Maki Ito asking the crowd who's the cutest in the world when she knows the answer is a total heel move.
That's her gimmick, though.
I know. That's what I'm putting over her gimmick, Byron. If you didn't get the point of what I'm doing,
Justin's doing the thing of what AEW should be doing and explaining her character.
Explain. But they did a much better job of getting her character over this time, especially when she kept singing the song. And she sang it great because she's a tremendous talent.
I won't say that commentary was great, and I was also disappointed that half of this match was in picture versus picture in picture or whatever.
Yeah.
It was all dude. The stuff picture in picture. Get a magnifying glass because it's probably the best parts of the match. You've got Maki Ito doing the what do they call the head thing? Whatever.
Kakeshi.
Kakeshi. Because it's your head. And
I love how she does it.
Yeah, it's better than me. Anyway, what doesn't matter. It was great, and it happened during picture in picture. A lot of stuff happened during picture in picture. And Thunder Rosa almost gets cheated, but then she gets to murder Maki Ito on her neck with a very not fun looking Thunder Driver thing. And I don't think it was on Mel. I think Maki tried to adjust, and I think she didn't read the spot the right way. I think she thought she was going over into a suplex instead of coming down into a driver. And she seemed fine. Good. She seemed fine after the match, and it looked great. But it looked like she came down hard. But look, Mel's good at making stuff look mean, and the girl got up just fine. So,
I didn't think it was a liberty or an accident.
I don't know. I don't think it was a liberty at all. I just thought it looked vicious, and I think that Maki misjudged how she was coming down.
I mean, I don't think she had a choice. Mel had full control because Mel is probably the strongest one in the ring. And Maki is like, she's got to be 70 pounds or something. Like Mel probably, deadlifts twice that.
But the reason this match was also better because I think they did this match at Thunder Rosa's speed.
Yeah,
and I think she was leading a little more on this one, and it looks better.
Also, Maki Ito, who I think is tremendous. It's very obvious she doesn't work even like a Japanese strong style. She works that DDT, or she works sort of a more showy wrestling style, and so she's a bit slow, especially I guess coming right off the plane Revolution. But she works softer or not as tight and slower. And so I tweeted, you should follow me at Byron Fever for gems like this. That like she would benefit so much from working like a house loop with Thunder Rosa, just working with Thunder Rosa, matches with her consistently for a bit. And that would get her to tighten up and to know how to work for American TV for these matches. Get the timing right.
And that's the thing. You do have a lot of people coming in from different styles, different types of TV. And as AEW grows, people need to, there's a WWE way to work. There's a Japanese way to work, but there's also a difference in Stardom, how you work a little bit. And then there's a difference in how the girls that are coming over from Impact and NWA and Indies work. And, melded
just
Lucha Underground.
The Lucha, where people have got I won't say an American style of Lucha, but
there is an American
Lucha
style.
Libre. But there's a Lucha Libre. No. That's not called Lucha Libre. Okay. But just to be a fucking purist,
honestly, I will say that there was an American Lucha Libre because even the Mexicans that came into WCW had to adapt some of the WCW style to just the cruiserweight division, even when they were wrestling each other. So even back then, there became what people were doing in Mexico in real Lucha Libre matches, and then real luchadors doing Lucha Libre in America, which was American Lucha Libre.
My point
and that has continued and developed and changed.
From America do Lucha Libre, and then they come up against Lucha Libre, and it's completely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a kettle of fish where
they
people
work from the wrong side of the body.
They do the Lucha stuff. Yeah,
because you know how to do a Hurricane Rana does not mean that you are doing Lucha Libre.
You know what?
They're all interested in flying through the air, but no one's interested in basing.
You just jump up on the person's shoulder and you don't even squeeze your thighs around the person's face.
God, yeah.
You try to loosely just toss them somewhere.
The worst one is when they do the running one and they literally just legs wide open, like they hit this part of someone's shoulders. Like,
hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Can we?
Why is Scorpio Sky versus Darby Allin not the headlining main event of this fucking show?
Well,
is this guy one of their champions or not? I'm having a lot of issues with this recently with how belts get used.
But see, the main event wasn't. What was the main event? Because after that came the segment with all the main eventers, like Kenny, the world title picture people, Kenny.
Inner Circle came out, and there was the double
Inner
swerve
Circle thing. The double swerve was the thing. You know what's really funny about that? Because Eddie Kingston was in the news for all the stuff going on. Someone posted, Eddie Kingston's been fire on the promo, since day one, and it brought up a promo that he and Conan were doing, LAX versus New LAX and all that stuff. But it was when Conan was like promoting against him, and you have Proud and Powerful right there, and they're both competing over who those guys are going to stay with, and they go with Conan, and Eddie says almost the exact same thing that MJF said on his double swerve. It's like, well, I got my own guys, and then old LAX, Homicide and Hernandez came in and beat everyone up.
But that's the joke, Byron. The whole point of MJF, the entire point of his existence, is to not do anything new, but to show people that the stuff that has been done in wrestling before, if you are a smart young guy, you just do the new version of it again and sell it well, and it's still good. And Eddie is not exactly any different than that himself. Like, Eddie isn't necessarily like MJF is just taking stuff that classic heels have done from all the way back to 2 years ago in Impact when it was Eddie Kingston to way back, I mean, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He does nothing special. There is nothing special about MJF, and I absolutely buy every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And I'm also pissed that Scorpio Sky versus Darby Allin was not the headliner. I still think they could have done this angle first. Just because you're the big name, Jericho, doesn't mean your segment gets to go last. It's a swerve segment. And if there's not a match for a belt involved in the swerve segment, it doesn't main event. I don't give a fuck who you are. It can co-main. It could have been the spot right before.
Yeah.
Why are you taking the shine off of Darby and Scorpio? Okay. They just put all this time and effort into making me believe that this is the guy who grabbed the brass ring, and it was a good match.
It was a good match. And how about that?
It didn't have Sting involved a whole bunch, so it was great.
Sting rules. How about that heel hook?
Yeah, like going Scorpio, full heel with a heel hook.
And Scorpio has MMA background. That's why his footwork is so good. That's why he's so technically sound in the ring.
Scorpio's great.
I really
this feud needs to continue.
Yeah, it's another spot where you see a little bit more of that authentic shine coming from Scorpio. Like when he slapped on the heel hook, you're like, oh, fuck. That catches you off guard, and you're like, oh, this guy's pissed, and
this is what Darby Allin needs. What I need is this guy versus Darby Allin. Brian Cage versus Darby Allin. Brian Cage wins because he's a monster, and he's equally as athletic. If you stand Darby Allin next to Brian Cage, I'm telling you, Brian Cage wins. Period. Yeah. There's nothing believable about Brian Cage at some point in time not getting the better of that feud. Maybe Darby cheats or gets one over on Cage because he's dumb or something, but it doesn't make sense for that feud to have gone on that long without Brian Cage at some point getting the better of Darby Allin.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even with I loved the cinematic match, but still, if you're talking in the world of things that make sense in wrestling. However, Scorpio Sky and Darby Allin is like, these are two athletic guys. Yes, Scorpio's a little bit bigger, but Darby's a little bit faster and a little craftier. But Scorpio has these power moves like a heel hook down on the ground where he can muscle into it, but he didn't use it in the match. He used it after.
I don't think he's been using that ever.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like, you can see things develop here. These are the guys that need to be working together. I need to see the believability. Darby needs to wrestle more guys like this. Mm-hmm. Keep the belt in this realm for now.
I don't think you take the belt off of Darby after the last match that he had, after the Stinger match and after the Sting program. I feel there's still a little bit more juice to squeeze out of him with Sting. Like Sting needs to put him over a bit more with the belt, but also Scorpio's got to get that run.
Byron,
so I'm glad that he went over. What?
Byron, I have a question.
Yeah.
You want to get out of this segment and then come back and talk some Lucha Underground? I think you do.
Hold on 1 second. We've been talking about all this stuff and we haven't talked about the one thing I wanted to talk about.
Is it NXT related?
No, I don't want to talk about NXT.
Snap. That is a great way to end this segment.
Whoops.
I feel this. Well, I mean, look, where are they doing this event, by the way? Because they said that they weren't going to be back in Daly's place next week. They said we'll be back in Daly's place in 2 weeks. When is this happening?
This is happening. I
know it's happening Wednesday, but where? Where are they? Are they not doing this at Daly's place?
I thought they tried to get out of. Well, it's unsanctioned lights out match, so who knows? Maybe it's.
I just made the whole episode. I think might be somewhere else. I don't know.
They were trying to go somewhere else, and then they were trying to go to like Miami or something, and I don't think it worked out.
So here's my question for you.
Okay,
what in your AEW brain do you think they're trying to accomplish with? Hi, Evie. That was Evie, by the way. If you guys, I might. What are they trying to accomplish right now with the lights out match between Britt and Thunder Rosa? If you're booking AEW, I don't mind the match. I love the idea. I get why they want to do it lights out because there's been some cheating and stuff and this, that, and the other thing. So I feel like if they do it lights out now, this is their chance to have Thunder Rosa win, but Britt keeps her heat because it was unsanctioned and she can still snottily claim that Thunder Rosa never got the better of her in a real match.
I want to say something super quick about it, and then I want to let Neve talk because I've been talking a lot. But I think it's important to bring up the perspective of, are you a booker? Are you the TV show director? Like with the last things, I think as a TV director, you want the final image to be the double swerve. But as far as like booking a wrestling show, you want your belt to finish. There's a difference. And so for this, I think you're looking at it like if you're the booker of AEW, the Lights Out match has kind of been one of your signature. This is a big deal. These people want to hurt each other matches, and you want to pay attention to it. I mean, it all started with
but also look at how they've used it in the past with the loser of the Lights Out match saying, "Look, you didn't get over on me in an official match," and I think that is part of why they have to do it this way to get Thunder Rosa a win over Britt, because Britt is where the money is for later, and they have to keep some steam on her. They have to be smart enough to keep her heat after this thing.
Which it's a great device to have in your pocket and to use well, because I mean you have Mox and Janela. They had a tremendous match. Janela got that highlight reel elbow off the scaffolding. He lost, whatever. But next time they decide to start pushing him, you show people that you have that clip in the highlight reel. And then Mox and Kenny had their great stuff in it. But like you said, you know, they cashed it in a year later. You haven't beat me to a real match. So yeah, I think
look, we called it at the beginning of the year too.
I think it's a signature. It's a signature AEW match. And so
I'm also thinking of it this way. We called it a while ago that the feud of this year needed to be Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. And the best way to extend that and to go away from it and come back is to have a win on the books for Thunder Rosa that isn't on the books.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps the feud going. It means that there's reason for more later. What do you think?
Got a solution for this as well.
Yeah,
is that Brian comes in and he super kicks Britt Baker.
Is that what you want to happen?
Or does the destroyer to Britt Baker? So it's a nod to Adam Cole, but also
baby.
Yeah.
Does whatever the sunshine move? It's just a running knee.
Yeah.
All right, Byron. Here's what I want to do. I want to take a quick break, and then I want you to lead the Lucha Underground segment this week because I'm familiar with the episode, but I did. Oh my God! Fine. We'll be right back after this.
Lucha-masks.com, in partnership with Mask Republic, give you personal protective masks to keep you Lucha strong in the fight versus COVID-19. With world-class luchadors Blue Demon Jr., the Lucha Brothers, LA Park, Ultimo Dragon, Cain Velasquez, Conan, and so much more. Head to lucha-masks.com and you too can become a masked warrior. Lucha-masks.com, powered by Pro Wrestling Revolution.
All right, Byron, take it away. You got 5 minutes and 43 seconds to get through the Lucha Underground review thing. Go.
Super easy. So, Lucha Underground, Tejizo, the hunt is on. This is a
you didn't say what season and episode number it was. You already fucked it up.
I said the name of it.
But if people are finding it, they need the numerical progression so that they can watch along. So they can pause the show right here. They can go and watch it on Tubi. And
we are watching Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 3, Tejizo, the hunt is on. What was that, Justin?
Nothing. Fuck you.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Saying.
It's all good. It's all fun and games. Still someone loses an eye.
What's the phrase? I would like to reclaim my time.
Go ahead.
All right. So, Tejizo, the hunt is on. So, obviously, a lot of King Cuerno stuff happening here, perhaps more than what the episode shows. In this episode, you're going to have Katrina talking shit throughout the whole episode to various people. But the first match that we're going to have is Kobra Moon against the Panda Guy. And this is a match that isn't terribly good. Panda Guy is out of shape, and Kobra Moon is a bit sloppy and happy to be there. However, this is...
Panda Guy?
Right? He's a panda bear, right?
Bengala.
He's a Bengali tiger.
Yeah.
A Bengal tiger.
He's a white tiger.
No wonder he looked like a bad panda.
It's Ricky Marvin. Leave him alone. He's an amazing wrestler.
Wow.
Anyway, so this match wasn't the best, and the finish was actually changed in the edit to a dragon sleeper, a grapevine dragon sleeper, which was a rest hold in the match of You're Live, like Casey and I were. Maybe
yes. Now, dude.
But the thing about this is, I thought I'm doing this. Right?
Go for but we're that's still going to chime in.
We'll let him run through the episode, and then we'll talk about it.
So
I'm still going to do color commentary. I'm going to Casey your ass.
The consensus was Bengala kind of sandbagged Kobra Moon a bit, and you could kind of see why. Like she was like, I don't know, not even a full year into wrestling. and he was a veteran, and he was putting over whatever. Anyway,
but do you want to know what the real issue here is? Just this,
gone after this.
But this is the part of the problem was the fact that it wasn't just the sandbagging part. Look, we all know what Thunder Rosa is now. What she was at the time was a woman who she had wrestled some Japanese girls. She had wrestled some indie stuff, but she was also Mexican, and people assumed she knew Lucha Libre. I have said this before. I will say this again. Thunder Rosa, Melissa Cervantes, is not a luchadora at all. Can she do some Lucha Libre now? Yes. You know where she learned that shit? Taya Valkyrie on the Indies, not in Mexico.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She learned some of it in Lucha Underground working with the boys. She learned some of it from Taya out on the Indies. She can understand it. She knows how to work a good match, but she is not a luchadora. I don't know. I think Bengala may have gotten bad information.
Maybe. I forgot to switch my battery.
Let's be honest, some of the people who worked on the show would have probably been like, oh, she's Mexican. It'll be fine.
But
oh god.
However, though, because there was a Stardom,
she got a tan. She's gonna learn Lucha Libre.
She went on a Stardom tour, and there was a Stardom show famously in Los Angeles around that time that got the Stardom 3 on Lucha Underground. If you go back and you see her matches with them, they're better than this one. They're good. So yeah, to your point, like she was working.
There's a reason why she was there
that she was trained in.
We talked about it a little bit last week. It was really difficult to get Dorian to give up female talent from Mexico. A lot of people were against bringing in that talent because they thought there was going to be egos and issues. And you can hear Vampiro talk a little bit about what egos and issues were down there. But Thunder Rosa was brought in specifically because she was easy to work with. She looked good in the ring. She did learn and pick up Japanese styles. And because, as you notice from this match, she spent a lot of time working on the gimmick and the body motion and actually trying to create the character that they wrote and not being a character herself. And everyone who came in and did that, it was a little tricky at first. They had to inhabit new gimmicks. I mean, even Puma was a little like, is this Ricochet or Puma? What's this guy doing? What's the move set? Cuerno, as much as he was Phantasma, there was a new thing to it and a new style. And the funny thing is, in season 4, you see poor HDF slipping in and out of it and not really knowing, I think, at times if he was being Phantasma or Cuerno. He had a little bit of like me at the beginning of the show.
He was in he had 2 seasons off, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He didn't exactly have a whole long run.
But
go ahead, Byron. But that was just my take on it.
Yeah, no, 100%, and definitely Mel has through everything. And you look at how good she is, how much she can carry herself now. And I don't know if she's put in a decade yet, and she's out there outperforming people with twice as much time. And it's because she has a certain thing about her to her beyond whatever skill level she's at the moment. She has that sort of that perseverance to learn and to better herself in that drive.
I believe next month will officially be her 6th or 7th year.
Yeah,
I thought she was like 8.
No.
So which is amazing.
She'd been wrestling for 2 years when you see her at this point in Lucha Underground, which was 4 years ago. So she's going on 6 years in the business.
Yeah. And just imagine, because she's out there cutting it up with on Jericho's podcast, cutting it up with him they're both.
Yeah, but she also didn't start as young as some of these other girls either. So she has a maturity that she brings to her mentality about doing it and a drive to get good and faster because she came in a little bit older than some of these other girls.
Also worked in the real world, not in the wrestling world.
Yeah, if you go back and listen to our first interview with her, you hear her talking about all the stuff she was doing before and getting to America and going through school and how she got the name Thunder Rosa. I mean, she did a lot before she ever set foot in that ring.
Absolutely. It's a great story how she picked her name. And I think it's something to go back and watch right now as she's about the main event, the first all-female main event on Dynamite. To go back and watch her first Lucha Underground match because it really helps puts things in perspective. Because also, for as green as she was in her career at that stage in time, and even mismatched and all the negative aspects, she was out there still doing well. Still doing really well in other aspects, like the character work. English was far from her comfortable. Not, even first comfortable language at the time, and she was still doing tremendous character work, and really won everyone over. She had her own chant by the end of Lucha Underground. She had a lot of people did, but there were a lot of like people who deserved it, and she came in and earned her own Snake Tribe chant. Like,
yes,
so it's cool.
She was over. She was over, even though the match sucked.
Yeah,
she was over.
And the character work she was doing, the Slytherin, and it's
and
all
we
cool.
wanted. Look, all of us believers, all the fans, we wanted more women in Lucha Underground at the time. Because we liked the ones that were there, and everybody can say whatever they wanted to about Sexy Star right now, but at the time, Sexy Star was over.
Oh god, yeah,
she was over.
Yeah.
Ivelisse was super over because of how the trios thing went, and they needed more women to wrestle against. Like that was it. It was Ivelisse and Sexy Star were the ones who were there. Period. And so season 2, I think they realized that, and there was plans to bring some in, and Thunder Rosa was a great addition. What else you got from this episode, Byron?
So also I was making this point to me off during the break, but also it's important. I think it's also important to note that Kobra Moon's outfits were dictated by Mel's bodybuilding training. Like she showed up one time. She was telling us how she got pissed off one time. She showed up at the beginning of one season and was like, I didn't eat carbs for 6 weeks and you're going to just cover up my abs. Like,
yeah, the whole point was abs and ass. That's it. Those were her assets, literally. And she'll be the first one to tell you. Like,
that's what Eric Van Magnum's going to film.
And more power to them. Like when they saw her wrestle, and they were like, "Oh, you know what we need from you? We need you to move like a snake and show off some abs and ass."
Also, like she wears this really cool leather jacket on the show, and she absolutely needs to get that back. Anyway, next thing, it's one of those vignettes. Phoenix is around. Katrina comes up and talks shit to him, and he's coming up to her because she's the new Dario, which is why she's talking to everyone. And he's like, "I want Cuerno," and she's like, have you met my friend Eric Van Wagenen? He's gonna do the first shot of this segment. It's gonna be my butt. And it's a great segment. Also, Katrina.
Is that why it's a great segment for you, Byron? Okay, great.
No. I mean, it's a great segment because they do really well together. And this is one of the best storylines throughout the whole history of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Also,
Can I Byron this and talk about the fact that this is the episode where we learn that Conan actually is dead, and that on Lucha Underground, when you get put in a casket, that means you're dead? Yeah, this is that episode. Okay,
you're gonna run out of 1,000 lives, and he's like, by the time I get there, I'm still gonna fuck your boy up. But also, I don't think we noted this yet. Katrina has bangs this season, and bangs is just such an empowered choice, you know. So hats off.
I don't know if I agreed with the choice, by the way.
I like it.
She's got a nice Karen haircut, you know, the emo haircut.
I mean, it's a wig. First of all, but I like it. And I also
I don't know if I agree with this.
It's a Cleopatra thing, isn't it? Though.
But I want her hair not to distract from the things that I want to look at.
maybe that's something we never talked about before, because we know she's thousands of years old. Maybe she was Cleopatra.
Maybe it's possible. She's a mummy. We'll never know now.
If you know the answer, one of the Chris's
we've decided that that's the law now. We've decided we're the only people who care about Lucha Underground still. So
Phoenix and Mel.
So we get to decide. It's ours. It's our choice to make. What else you got, Byron?
All the rights.
So after that, we get the Aerostar vignette, which just blew our balls off at the time because
he's not an alien. He's not from Mars. He is also, in fact, a time traveler.
He is Quantum Leap.
Also, when do you see a movie like this in a wrestling show?
When Skip Chasen is part of the executive producing team of the wrestling show.
And like Aerostar is this little dude who falls from high places that barely got featured in AAA for a while, and then he got popular, and so they featured him for a while, right?
And you would think if he was a time traveler, he would know what the downside of falling from high places would actually be. But for some reason, that wasn't quite worked into the mythology.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Justin.
But like he does this, and there's that moment where like the other dude says the gods aren't supposed to come back for another 1,000 years, And then Aerostar says, then I will have to go there. And he blasts out of there. And I was like, that's fucking badass. Aerostar is a fucking badass. It's great. So Aerostar rules. And so he's
crank the Flavor Flav thing, man, and go where you got to go.
Yeah.
Clock and rocking with the best.
They handled those effects better than they did last end of season.
I like the idea that it's one of those little touch lamps you used to get and stick next to kids' beds so they had a night light.
I thought he was going to start playing Simon on himself. I don't know what that. I didn't know what was going on.
Bop it.
Twist it. Stick it.
So then the next
smack
thing,
it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh
the
no!
next thing was the vignette that I think got me to
I thought we already talked about Katrina.
To spend all the money.
The next thing is Cuerno was working out by himself in the gym area.
Oh, yes.
And then Meef, I think that's when he grew the mustache, when he could start growing facial hair. It was powerful. But then Katrina comes in. The EV-dub shot happens here. Oh, it happens here. Maybe not the other one. And then Katrina's like, I want you to murder Phoenix. The Phoenix, cut the wings of the bird, clip the wings. Blah. Anyway, so sets up the last luchador standing match, which what could go wrong with that? And then after that, you have Drago versus Jack Evans. They're both over. Drago looks fucking awesome. Striker was like, I have such a Drago boner right now, which we all do. But then Striker calls a move an inside out blockbuster. It's a destroyer DDT. Drago does it. We've talked about this. Meef has told us the long list of names that don't even know how to sell it. I don't know why no one else does this move. It's super cool. You run up to the guy for DDT and then jump and front flip, and you just DDT them like a Canadian destroyer. It's a great match.
And everyone wants to do a swinging DDT with it for some strange reason.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then Jack wins with his All Japan roll up with his foot on the ropes. And then Vampiro was like, I didn't see anything. What do you mean? I didn't see anything. No foot on ropes. And then
that is exactly how a heel commentator should play that, by the way.
Yeah.
Take some lessons.
Jack gets up on the table, on the announce table desk, and yells, he dubs himself a new name. He is Jack Evans, the Dragon Slayer. And he's out there yelling, and Vampiro standing next to him, who's still almost as tall as Jack on the desk, Vampiro on his feet, which is funny. But it was a great moment for Jack. I wish he got more of these on the show.
He got a few though. This was one of my favorite Jack Evans moments, which the debut of Thunder Rosa, some great Katrina stuff, and a huge Jack Evans moment absolutely makes it a winner.
But wait, there's
more. And
yes. So remember all of our complaints about Tejano in the first season?
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing where the entire Lucha Underground audience collectively went, oh my effing God. There might be some who don't like to swear. This is a vignette. Tejano is just a blue collar brawler. And he's out there and he's smiling at pretty bartenders and beating the fuck out of anyone else. And when he's done with his beer, he just crushes the glass with his hand because he's that tough. And he talks about how he comes from, a lineage of Lucha Libre, but he was never given anything. And he's also just a very handsome, buff dude who's going to kick some ass. So, boom, great. Now he's going to be awesome this season. And then we have another vignette to go to a complete 180. We see Puma looking at himself in a mirror like a total loser. Sweet hoodie though, but he's like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so emo. Like,
did they ever sell this hoodie? They never sold this one, did they?
Of course they didn't.
No, the costumers made it. They should have.
You know how many people wanted this hoodie? Oh my God!
Yeah, if you printed it, same with the Dash one as well.
Yeah. Both of those. Like, what are they thinking?
I bet we could do that now, though.
The Cuerno shirt that he wears with the cowboy hat. That was a hoodie would have been amazing.
Puma winning the title again with a bunch of people wearing the hoodie and cheering for him, like when Penna won, wearing the Penna shirt.
Yep.
That for some reason was on sale for the first time the one night that he was going to win.
It was the day before, but yes, they were preparing us.
Yeah.
Because I bought one that day and then didn't wear it that day and then wore it the next day. And I think we all wore it the next day, didn't we?
Yeah, because I think we all knew.
Which Penta shirt was it?
The only Lucha Underground Penta one.
Oh,
it was dope at the time, but it's kind of blocky,
weird letters. It's not the best.
Yeah, no,
it's like the Haunted Man, Disneyland Haunted.
Is it the one where it's the picture of him doing
his AAA 0M one that you could sometimes find in the trunk of a car at Lucha Underground was way better. So I don't even have that one because I didn't spend money. I didn't take my wallet with me to Lucha Underground because there was nothing to spend money on.
Yeah.
I have a spare one of those, Justin.
Oh snap!
Oh, well, we got to talk
In a
about
large.
It's in a smaller meat. Oh, large.
that. Justin's a bit of a small these days. He's going to be on the road against them.
You know what? This is a medium, and I am outgrowing it. So,
do you think this shirt's too small for me?
Oh wow!
Oh yeah,
stop it, Jimmy Velasco.
That's also a large
it.
European, by the way. So, which is like
one of these days we gotta
5XL.
record this show on a time when Jimmy Velasco can be here and not be knee deep in a white woman. Go ahead, Byron. What's the rest of the show?
So then
you're supposed to not let that hang in the air. You're supposed to keep going quickly so that people don't notice the last comment that I made. Jesus Christ, way to leave me hanging out there, man.
Intentional.
Just like a white guy to leave and hanging from the tree there. Come on, Byron, move on.
Oh.
Let's go. Before this gets worse for you or me.
We got full air now. Don't
Oh
end
my
this.
God.
In case you missed it this week.
Oh, it's fucked up, Justin. I know you're half Irish, but you don't need to be that much of a
It's fine, Byron. Look, when you stop liking hockey, I will stop making racist jokes about you. Now go on, move along. Nothing to say.
Hockey rules. Anyway, next match, last luchador standing match. I'm not going to describe what happens during the match. It's a good match. Both these guys are great and they get after it, but watch it. However, here's the thing.
Who's in this match, Byron?
It's Phoenix and King Cuerno.
Thank you. Go ahead.
It says so on my notes. I'm looking at him.
But you didn't say it. You got to say what's in the notes. Nobody knows.
I know, but
watch the episode.
I'm trying to
Who's
get
in the last man standing match.
Trying to get in as much as I can before I get interrupted
your
again.
shit in.
So then I kind of skip over some stuff.
I'm just messing with you. Go for it.
But I should have said the names. But the notable thing about this, and then Meath, why don't you take it from here? Is and Casey and I, Justin, I don't know if you were there. You might have been, but we were right
I feel
there.
like, first of all, this was an episode that all these 3 or 4 things were not filmed on the same day. This was one of their 0.5 day things. Because I think Thunder Rosa was one day, and then the other 2 matches were on another day. Because in season 2, this happened a lot. They would do 5 episodes in a weekend sometimes, but what would happen is they would do, two of them would be one day, 2 of them would be another day, and then the 3rd episode would be part one day and part the next day, or sometimes even part 1 week, and then the next week they would get another match in for the episode like a full week later, which in Lucha Underground time is like filming something 3
episodes.
Yeah, episodes and episodes later, and it would confuse the hell out of us. Like Drago and his tag team run was done this way, where he came out with
at one point.
He came out as like a heel with the belt before anyone saw the turn or the swerve.
Yeah.
And the crowd was so dead because everyone was like, why is Drago what is going on?
That's like a lot
doesn't
of
always change as well.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of season 1 after Mundo turned heel, but we're still getting a lot of newbies every taping. So a lot of new people would show up to see the WWE guy they liked as a bad guy, and Mundo had to turn heel.
But these things were good for TV at the same time. It does make it a little bit hard for us who were there, where it's like I'm watching an episode and it's like there's a match and I was there, and then the next match everyone in the crowd's in a different place and I'm not there and I don't remember being there because I wasn't there. And it's
Casey
in the same episode.
Casey was really good at piecing stuff together. Like we're in line and he'd be like like that one movie.
Casey could tell you how an episode was going to go from what was seen live, even though we didn't really know sometimes. Yeah. And we never saw the vignettes either. So you'd think going to see Lucha Underground live would give you perspective on the storylines of the show, but it does not. It confuses you more.
Mm-hmm. So Casey and I were ringside, like on the floor by Dario's office. So we're right there where the ladder fell in front of us. And the table might as well not have been there. I don't know what they were trying to.
What a miss.
He went straight through it, but it doesn't do anything at that point.
I mean, that looked just not good.
The thud was sickening. There.
It looked not good.
And
not healthy.
It was bad. And then Meath, I don't know. Can you provide a bit of insight with what the impact of that was?
Well, this is because this was the beginning. Because this is he actually does his back against Mill, isn't it?
Well, then I think he takes time off, and then at the end of this, he has
tries to come back,
loser
and
gets
it's worse.
Yeah,
but there's a loser gets murdered match, or is that in season 3? No, he gets written off for a whole season.
No, it's 2.
He misses
Mill
like an
power
entire
bombs him through
season 3 quarters.
Yeah, but Mill power bombs him through 6 tables, whatever it is,
and that's the spot. That's the boom.
Oh,
if I remember correctly from my conversation with him. I can't remember. I'm sure this didn't help.
Basically, what we're saying is poor Cuerno, and one of the reasons why I used to shit on his character all the time is not necessarily because of him, but what they did with him on TV. He was so in and out. He got Evil Least, but he didn't get the Evil Least treatment when he got Evil Least for his injuries.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even. Yeah, he could have played a cool character, like doing something in an office, but he had to do some serious rehab.
Yeah,
his back completely fucked. I can't remember what the exact extent of the damage.
Well, he also didn't live in the States, so it's not like he was just going to show up for a taping anyway when he's down there rehabbing, and Dorian isn't going to let him freaking come up to America to film some stuff because Dorian wanted him down there too. Yeah,
he had a very good job. He's a very intelligent man. He works for a very good position, should we say, the Mexican government. And basically, he ended up actually having to have the whole spinal surgery thing, and then I think it was 8 to 9 months, and you just saw it. The first thing you really saw from him was him in one of those oxygen masks. You know, the ones that help you when you're trying to train.
Yeah.
Training ones.
Yeah, those
one of those boss room things.
That was him coming back. Trainer. I can't remember. Big gap, but yeah.
It's like an altitude. It simulates training at altitude, basically thinner, thins your oxygen.
The whole of season 3, but the last episode.
Yeah.
But it was a great comeback that he did. But so that happens. That is
then not really appear in season 4 either.
To me, there's 2 significant things to this episode. The beginning of Thunder Rosa's career on American wrestling TV, and then that back spot. That's the beginning of the whole thing. Maybe
Cuerno's TV time at the time.
Yeah. And so that's the episode. Phoenix obviously wins because I remember when Marty went over to I think it was Marty when the ref went over to check before doing the 10 count. I don't think Cuerno moved. I think he did that thing, Justin, I know this almost every day, when your back cinches.
Oh yeah.
And you can't even breathe in deep, let alone look at someone,
Actually, this could be where this is, I think, where he actually injures it, but it can
But then he kept going like an idiot.
Yeah. And then they kill him.
Well, it may have all been that weekend too. It may have all happened in one weekend because
I gotta tell you,
there's multiple tapings. It's sickening. It's bad. When they say sickening thud, this is the one they're talking about.
Yeah. And so then the match wraps up, episode wraps up, and then there is a bit of a storyline that pops up.
Yeah.
We have an EV dub shot as someone walks in and does stuff. It's very nice. And then we have a brand new character. We have a Captain Vasquez, who is a captain who's trying to do some police work and find a culprit. And guess who is her detective that she's talking to? Ricky Reyes. This is introduction of the very talented.
Talking about Ricky now? Why'd you ruin this for me?
Give her a real name, Byron.
Why don't Justin? Why don't you do the introduction?
We were talking about Carmen Perez, and then all of a sudden you're going to talk about Ricky Reyes?
No, I just said she was talking to Ricky Reyes, but this is the introduction of Carmen Perez.
Captain Hotness. Wait, that was her character's name?
That was her character's name on the show.
No, I think
we've had her on the show. But we should have her back on the show. She was great. There's a lot of great
Carmen, if you're listening,
yeah,
we love you, Carmen.
Yeah,
you were one of the best guests ever. You're super awesome, and you're not even a wrestler. But why are you so cool? Stop being so cool. You know what she's into, dude? Do you know what Carmen's into?
Why do you know?
She's into space.
That's true. Yeah, no, I watch all the space stuff. I watch all the rockets launching.
No, but listen. Did you see the? It's not okay. But you don't understand, Byron. It's not okay. how you going to be hot with that like Rosie Perez kind of accent and then like space on top of it? And she's a musician
and an artist.
Did you know she was a musician?
Yes.
And she paints.
So
Justin's dream girl, basically.
So basically,
she likes space, dude.
So one, go back and watch this. Go watch her movies, but also look her up on Spotify.
Do you think she watches Doctor Who? If she watches Doctor Who, bro, I'm done for.
No, come on,
Justin. What's Doctor Who?
Let's not bring up Doctor Who.
You guys suck.
Not Doctor Who.
I will Sonic Scrooge. Hey, I have a question for both of you two idiots.
Yeah.
I'm just putting over Carmen because she still likes all of our tweets and she's very supportive of us. She's a fan of the show. She's a friend of the show. And if she hears this, I want her to feel loved and special because Carmen, damn it, you are one of the best things on Lucha Underground. Now, which one of you two little ladies up there is going to do a shoey?
Is that this segment?
Yeah, no. Let's take a break and we'll see if Byron's going to actually man up enough to drink out of a hockey skate. What?
I just want to say,
drink out your cup.
And I know it's very controversial about, especially this storyline.
The racist thing you said to me, where you left me hanging before, it is very controversial.
No, I do. You know, it was really funny. I was showing someone on Zoom the pre thing, and I took a quote of you saying like the only bad thing about Orlando is like I look Puerto Rican when I'm there, and I was showing it to someone through Zoom, and then I immediately explained it. I'm like, I like to find the most embarrassing thing my co-hosts say because they make me edit.
Because it puts you over by never using the embarrassing thing that you said. I understand.
But I put that stuff in occasionally. But if I find a good one from you guys, I definitely use it. So I explain that.
Look, this is the price to pay for letting Byron edit the show. I'm fine with that. That's the price to pay. Go for it.
And then later on, but also like I felt I had to explain it because here's a stranger not in the sphere. And here's a dude saying that he hated looking like a Puerto Rican. When if you listen to the show, you know that we're just making jokes. And
but also that the reason I hated looking like that was because super hot Puerto Rican girls would talk to me and I couldn't speak to them in Spanish because I'm an idiot. Looking Puerto Rican was actually the good part.
Yeah.
It got girls to come and talk to me. What the problem was, I couldn't talk back to them.
But the reason the thing about the intro, which makes the bits funny to me, is you strip all that context off of it.
Right. And so then you make me look like a racist prick, and then I get hate mail and death threats. Thanks, Byron.
Well, that's how you know who doesn't watch the whole show. Anyway, so then I felt I had to explain it.
Right. We know that ex-murderer John doesn't watch the show because he killed poor Justin Outlaw Harvey. Great, thanks.
Well, see, that's how we know we need to improve the watchability so people watch the whole thing.
And we told them which hotel is in.
Analytics. Anyway, so in the Zoom interview, in the Zoom conversation, like half an hour into it, I realized, oh, you don't hear the audio when I play you websites through like the share screen. So I just showed something and then randomly said my friend doesn't like Puerto Rican. Sorry about that.
So you basically made it even worse.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's Byron's thing, though, isn't it?
Anyway, so my controversial opinion about this storyline and this scene is that I think Ricky Reyes, for all that we kind of goof on him, I don't think he does a bad job acting.
No, actually, he does. He's a good actor.
Yeah, but also, like it's just really great that this wrestling show is hiring.
Wait, was actors. He Venano or whatever that character was, the spider guy?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't very good acting. But the police stuff is great. He should have been on NYPD Blue. But then again, Carmen was there, and maybe Carmen gave him some acting lessons because she is a professional actress.
And that's one of the great things
she brought out
that Lucha Underground did was if they have a character that isn't going to wrestle, that's higher.
Byron, I know you're just stalling because you're afraid to do a shoey. We're going to a break. We're coming back, and we're going to find out if Byron has any sack.
He should drink it out of his hockey cup.
I think you should drink it out of a skate.
I could do that because I watch it every week.
Nope. I don't want to see you drink out of a thimble. I want to see you drink out of a hockey skate.
Out of a hockey skate?
And we'll be right back after this.
If you're listening to this and you haven't visited luchacentral.com, it's time to do it. luchacentral.com is the online home for Lucha Libre, where you can get all of the top news in English and in Spanish. Find the best curated video content and original content not seen anywhere else. Find when Lucha Libre events would be happening in your area. Find photo galleries from top photographers covering Lucha Libre around the world. From weekly polls to annual awards. Seen and read by top executives in all of the major Lucha Libre promotions across the globe. And on top of that, it's free. LuchaCentral.com, your centralized place for all things Lucha Libre.
And we're back. We're waiting around for Byron to get ready for the Shoey, and basically he's just putting himself over on social media.
I just tweeted.
Just
find it at Byron Fever.
Okay, so are you going to do it? Because there's a couple other things I want to talk about with NXT, and you're wasting my friggin' time. I got to work tomorrow at 7 a.m. on the East Coast. Let's do
I'm
this
a little
thing,
anxious. I'm a little anxious because I had a shoe that I was going to drink out of, and it's a small shoe, and I had run it through the wash. But then you convinced me I'm going to use my skate boot. And
what are you going to use, Byron?
Here's the difference between your skate boot and the shoe that I used last week. Look, the shoe that I used last week, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like canvasy. So it's soft canvasy, and only this back part even has really any rubber to it. So what I didn't realize, and this is the actual shoe that I drank out of, I believe, or maybe it was the one from the other foot, because this doesn't smell like it got disinfected by vodka at all. So yeah, I think it was the other one.
So the other shoe.
Anyway. But the point is that it was soaked to the core. There was your shoe is meant for ice and water protection. So part of why the spillage was happening and whatnot was because I did not use the best shoe for a shoey.
I got essence.
Trust me, this is plenty gross.
So Byron, we need to play Beat the Buzz here because you have to drink your shoey and then get through the show before you're completely slobber knockered like I was last week. I did not beat the buzz. If you listen to any of that segment, I was bad. It was ugly.
5 shots worth, Byron.
I was a dick. I wasn't a very nice person. I was angry. I was belligerent to my co-host. I'm so sorry, guys. Never again.
Are you though?
Byron served it.
I took 12 steps after that and fell over. That was my 12-step program.
I like how you signed off the segment and recording the show without actually doing that. And then Casey and I were there just going, wait, are we done with the segment? Like,
you guys going me on that one. But I was too drunk to keep going. Thank God. All right, Byron, drink a thing. What are you doing? Let's do this thing. Because I got to talk about some WWE and then I want to go to bed.
All right, so now I'm going to do this right. Whenever we do a shoey, you're going to get the one. So
why are you so blurry? Is your connection nuts? Byron, pay your internet bill.
It was no. Keep it blurry. So
did I sharpen it? Was it focus or
it's your internet. Your internet sucks, man. Pay your bills.
Well, I'm hardwired in.
What are you going to do when I'm there in April and we both have to do the show from your house? Do I go in a different room or do we sit there in a 2-shot like we're holding hands?
You sit on the toilet.
I have multiple.
I don't know if Byron knows this or not, but I'm going to crash with him for like a week and like totally invade his space.
When?
Oh God.
Why? Move, Byron, move slightly. Come on.
Do you have to take the bodies out of the closet first?
Oh no, you were really sharp and you got worse when you moved.
Well, no, what happened was I have Dropbox and Google Backup, and I normally pause them, and I didn't. And
here, I'll just put all my personal business out on the air. I'm going to come to town probably April 3rd, and then I'll probably try to get a COVID test April 4th, and then I'll probably be on your floor the night of April 4th.
Dude, I'm
not going to come to your house before I get tested, though, after I travel, because it's like a holiday week, and I don't want to infect you.
Sure. He's the fever. That's fine.
So that thing behind me is a Murphy bed, just so you know.
Ooh, I'm going to sleep on the Delusions of Moron Murphy bed?
It's a full-size mattress. So this is an actual bedroom. And then also, because I have gear in my regular closet, that one.
Wait, so you're saying you're going to make me podcast from my bedroom? I'm going to have to podcast from my bedroom with you.
This is still my office. I have to move my computer to work.
Wait, so you're saying when I'm in there on Pornhub, you're going to be doing work and business? That seems a little rude.
Well, we'll figure it out. Maybe we can put a curtain up.
All right. Speaking of jerking the curtain, I already opened the show for you. I stole the show. I had the match of the week with my Shoey. Gin. What brand of gin is this?
It says St. George.
Small batch.
Botana. It's their
okay.
botanical
I got.
gin.
I
Percentage.
understand.
We need a percentage, Byron.
St.
We need a
George is very
volume.
good. This isn't the Navy strength, Royal strength. This is 45% alcohol by volume.
45%.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is that okay for you?
No.
Why? Which
It's
way?
not 75.
Is it?
Byron, just drink the stuff.
This is gonna spill all over me.
Good.
God damn it!
Is it? Oh, yeah. Because
Put the tongue in your mouth. Put the tongue in your mouth. Oh, it's a funnel. It's a funnel.
Guard.
It's fine.
I think this will work. If you go straight back, this should actually work very nicely. You might want to pour from the side. You don't have to pour from the very back of it. Oh my God. Do we really have to? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we go.
It's better than seeing his face
So you
closer.
see the dead body. There's a dead body in the corner. Oh, he's putting a bit in.
Jesus.
He's putting oh God, he's put a lot in. Oh no.
That's about how much I put in. I put about a fourth of the bottle of Kettle. Oh,
okay, to be
Lord.
fair, he hasn't dropped a single drop. Unlike
Yeah,
you.
I spilled a lot more.
Can I do another one?
Yeah, please.
If you want to.
Jesus. I know. You think that it's okay until you feel that chest burn and you're like, oh, why just drink hard alcohol straight? And I'm not. This is not programming for children. This is not okay. Children, people watching at home, please don't try this at home. Even though next week Meatloaf is going to do the same thing. Byron, are you okay?
Yeah. Probably not.
Well, I'm going to have to bring out the absinthe.
I got to tell you,
I guess this is the appropriate
really
time to shout out Goatse and Comatose. Thanks for bringing this tradition from the land down under.
Australia.
I felt super tough until the second one. Like, hold on a second.
I want to thank our mates from down under. Is this a good Australian accent?
Shout out to you guys.
It's better than theirs.
Wow.
I got to play hockey in this thing tomorrow.
Good day, mate. I'm from fucking Australia.
Cheers.
I've had a few Aussie friends named Scott Brewer who taught me how to have a proper Aussie accent.
I want to thank you, Justin, for kicking off the Shoey on the show.
All right.
Thank you, Aussies.
I can't wait to see Casey do a 12-pack of water.
He's gonna drink like 7 Mountain Dews in his ears.
I expect him to do it in full Stone Cold, though.
I think instead of doing a Shoey, Casey should have to do like a blood stunt. No, he should have to do a horror movie stunt that bleeds everywhere and shoots blood everywhere.
He should. Can I tell you guys?
He should do a blade job.
Ooh.
Can I tell you guys though? Like last week when Justin, when you did the Shoey, I was caught off guard a little bit because we talked about it, but I didn't know that you were going to do it because then I would have done it. And then you made me wait a whole week, and I was super excited to actually do a Shoey.
Now you feel really bad about doing it.
And I was all week long, I was like leaking with Pre in anticipation, waiting to do the Shoey. And then I was so excited to do it, and I'm super thrilled that I did it now.
Because you're drunk.
Yeah. No,
Byron,
after the first one, I immediately got drunk. That's why I did a second one.
Byron, can I ask you a question though? You drink beer. I don't drink beer. Why didn't you drink beer? You don't drink beer anymore?
No.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
I drink gin and tequila.
Okay. And I only drink vodka.
Small batch only though.
I moved on to vodka.
Justin
I still like beer,
vodka.
by the way. I just
drink good vodka.
Yeah, I try to. Kettle One is
amazing.
What's my low bar? It's Kettle One or better.
Me if you're kind of a dirtbag and drinking standards.
I will go. I like Belvedere martinis too. Belvedere is kind of middle of the road for me.
Grey Goose.
Yeah, Goose is in there. I think Goose is a little below Belvedere.
Russian standard vodka is utter fucking dishwater.
You know what makes dude here? Do this though. If you get Russian standard vodka and then you put it in a Brita pitcher and give it another filtration, it's actually really good.
You could do that with a few of your boozes, like whiskey and stuff.
Now, people, I learned that trick because someone told me Sky vodka and Smirnoff can be good when you do that, and that is not true because those are not even considered vodkas in my world.
My friend,
I'd rather have
Karpov. We have vodka here that you can buy in a plastic bottle.
Yeah, like Karpov.
Yeah, my mum
friend
used to drink 2 bottles of Polish white spirit before going out. And goats, I'll be able to tell you about some fucking Eastern Europe. My mate, oh my God, holy shit. My Slovakian friend, he was moving house and he had his fridge and there was just bottles, plastic bottles of stuff with weird labels on. He was like, oh, try this.
Oh, no, thank you.
It was Pine Tree.
There's
rocket fuel.
There's some places in the hood I could take you to where you can get some real Ripple.
Hey guys.
Yeah, can I talk about NXT? What?
No, my friend directed that Life Hackers show with Kevin Pirelli or whatever the fuck is his name.
Kevin
Attack of the Show guy. And then they did one of those. They did one of those. Can you put booze in a Brita filter and make it nicer? And
nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you. I think season 4 was a shame on you moment. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I smacked him in the fucking face, and I said, "You better bring it, brother, because this is your night." It was wrong, and Sexy should have got her ass kicked. I think Kevin, I sincerely think he should be.
We're doing this again?
H type person, like at that level. Marty was our generation's Roddy Piper. I think that was in a
really
fight
good.
And Hoovy.
Have you seen
this? Such a little,
I've seen it.
A little controversial person.
Well,
nobody wanted to work with him. Nobody wanted to put him over. Nobody wanted to do anything. So I said, I'll do it. So I don't really know what to say.
March
except
20th
I'm really enjoying being alive right now. We were violent, and you can only do that with a certain kind of person. Why would Eric say I'm a complicated guy? If you feel the building go like this, that's what Vampiro is all about.
Man, I love this.
God, you know what I really love about this promo? I hope people are listening to this show in headphones because that's me playing guitar. I wrote that whole thing.
No, that was me playing guitar.
No. I wrote and recorded that whole thing just as a little demo with the.
You guys like my guitar?
Oh my God. I'm going to talk about NXT because we're totally off the rails here, Meek. We're never getting him back.
Yeah.
So no big surprise that.
Stop. I'll stop.
No, it's fine.
I was like, leave.
No big surprise. Regal unveils a women's tag belt for Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, which later in the show they get to drop. Amazing. You know, I think that here's why I know that Kevin Cross is over, because they were like, Kev, we know you only had the title for 3 days. We want somebody to have a title for less time than that. So we're going to create a title for them in a show and have them drop it in the show just so you don't have to feel bad. And then Finn Balor doesn't have to feel bad. And then nobody, like Finn Balor Cross was okay. It was like 3 days. He held the belt longer. He held his belt longer than Finn held his. Finn had to drop his the next day.
Yeah, he had the luck of his show being on a Wednesday instead of the night after the pay-per-view.
Correct. And Finn had to show up for work just to say, hey, remember all that stuff I did last night?
Yeah.
Never
It's
mind.
A messed up thing for both those guys, though, because the thing is, with shoulder injuries, until your surgery, you can still kind of walk around as long as you don't have to lift the belt with that arm. You can still walk around and look 100%.
But they were all talking. Look, Cross had it okay because they said like Cross was getting the rub of being the champ, and his T-shirt was out, and they were posting all about him being the champ and how big a deal it was. And he didn't get checked out until the middle of the next day, even though people knew that like he sustained an injury in the match. Nobody knew the extent of it. Nobody knew.
That I pointed it out.
Oh yeah,
second.
And Leaf did, and you could see the end of the match. Like clearly, it was not good times for him, but he did it anyway, and he got to the finish and whatever. But Cross still got the rub of being a champ for a few days. He got all the excitation. Yeah. Everybody was talking about him, and it was the big hype, and everyone was talking Cross this, that, and the other thing, and had some time to drop it. With Finn, everybody knew that night that Finn was fucked.
Another big difference.
Well, he wrestled Seth Rollins, so he's bound to have an injury.
Well, Cross came out and said he did it on his terms. He got correct. I mean, it's all the same, but the presentation was he did on his terms, and the other presentation was Finn was hurt, so the big boss said, "Sorry, kid, I have to take it off you."
Correct, Armando. I appreciate that, but yes, now Cross and Finn can both feel so much better because this is humiliating. These girls won this championship, and oh my God, just had it taken away. But congratulations to Shotzi Blackheart on putting a real title around her waist for the first time. And congratulations to Ember Moon as well for showing that she is back now. Because if you go back and listen to our show, I gave her a D- for her comeback.
Well, I mean, a D-. I think it was like a Z.
Well, to be fair, like with Ember Moon, you know, she was a few steps slow, and she was a few steps clumsy, and she visibly looked a little bit out of shape. Which it was the honest ring rust. It all makes sense. Yeah, it's total ring rust, total athlete rust, because she literally could not stand for a year. Like, I totally get it. And then in a short amount of time, she has caught up where she was and surpassed it. Now she's super sharp, and she, in all honesty, is carrying Shotzi to a main event.
But here's the thing about Shotzi, and Shotzi always looked like a star. I've seen Shotzi on the indies so many times, and the thing to know. The thing to know about the girl is like I'm so proud of her because she was never even though she looked like a star, she was never the girl that you thought they would ever give a chance to. Right. I thought she was just going to be an indie star and she would just fade away after a while and have to go get some shoot job. And she got the opportunity to go there. She's another one kind of like Vampiro to me, where she's just a one of us. And like, and the other thing about Shotzi,
wasn't she?
She has all
and then she got hurt. It was like a Mad Cross thing.
She had a heart condition.
She has had all these issues, and she's looked like a star forever. But when she's sitting at her gimmick table, when you talk to her, or she's just chilling after a show, it's like she is still the character that you see in the ring, but the energy level is different, and she's so normal and down to earth, and she's just a sweetheart. And then you want to see her do good. And then when she's in the ring, especially in those small venues that I've seen her, and I've seen her in rooms where there are 40 people watching wrestling. Yeah. And she just brings you into the match, and in rooms where there's no heat and there's no storyline and there's nothing going on, and it's just Shotzi and some no name would come out, she would get you into the event. She took it as her personal job to look every person in the audience in the eye and make you excited about what was going to happen. It didn't mean she was going to technically be the best wrestler of the night, but she was going to be one of the best entertainers there and make you care about the event and her character and the character she was up against. She's one of those people that really cares about it. And so when
you turned up to 11.
Yeah. You know, and so then you see her win a belt. And if you know her or have seen her before this point in time and you see her win a belt, I defy you not to be happy for this woman that she has gotten somewhere doing this, because all she has done, she's one of those people that has really just put her heart and soul into it and deserves everything she's getting right now.
Yeah.
Very proud of her. Very happy for
her. That whole speech comes from both of us. Same from here.
Yeah.
All three. And Casey, probably.
And probably Casey, too. I mean, the first time I saw Shotzi, I actually thought of Casey immediately. I was like, oh, my God, this girl's doing like a tank girl gimmick, and she was all into like horror movies and weird stuff. I was like, I wish Casey was single because he should be marrying this girl. But Casey
or maybe someone else on the show. But one of the things...
No. I never wish a woman upon you, Byron, ever. That would be mean.
I appreciate that.
I said I like Shotzi. I said I cared about Shotzi. I don't want to wish her.
The luck I have, I appreciate that.
Wow.
Anyways, but with the traveling that we do, there's almost like two distinct live wrestling memories. Like there's the good, like the first wrestling show you and I ever went to was like a micro wrestling thing in South Lake Tahoe. And it was awesome. Like it wasn't even like a joke on little people. They went out there.
No, not at all. It was like totally punk rock. It was like going to see Jackass live as a wrestling show, except there was minis everywhere. It was crazy.
It was great. And then, but there's other ones with the travel.
Who else went with us?
Sabrina.
Sabrina went.
Sabrina Moberly. We had the day off, and we're like,
homegirl.
We're going. I don't care anything everyone can do, whatever they want. We're going to this show.
She married the fireman and had a kid, by the way.
Yeah, good for them. They're super cool. I stayed at their house for a little bit after the show. They're super cool. They're great people. And I'm super happy because she, is a TV film type person working on our TV show, but living in a non-conventional town, and was able to make it work without having to sell her soul to move to LA. So anyway, but there's also like the bad things. So like with traveling, for me, it's like missing out. Like if I'm in New York, or if I'm working in Florida, then there's all these great shows in LA. And Shotzi specifically was one of those things where, like, if only I was back in LA, I could be going to these shows.
There were so many shows that year that she was on that you weren't at. You weren't at the bar show she was at. You weren't at the Mav Pro shows. I think she even did PCW. Like, she did all those shows. She was in the Southern California circuit, man.
So
that was when Cross was coming a lot, and we were getting great talent.
I mean, I was going to shows where I was. I mean, but it's different. Like going to the NXT
who was on those
boots.
shows back then? It was like Willie Mack. It was like Cross. It was like Chris Bay. Selena was on those shows. Shotzi was on those shows.
Yeah.
Katarina was on those shows, who I still think is great.
Yeah, she's great.
Paul was on a lot of those shows. Paul was helping Mav Pro for a while, and it actually still is one of their bookers.
Horrible now.
They're not running shows.
That was a great era. That was a great Southern California era.
Yeah, Marty the Moth was doing those, and it was like all the best Lucha Underground people and a bunch of Southern Cali talent that have all moved up, and all the Vegas talent and all the Northern Cali talent was coming through, and there was fun stuff.
Loco was there. I remember there's a great
Loco and Mill were always around. B-Boy was around sometimes too.
I love the there was a great
shout out to me, boy.
Yeah.
Who one of my favorites was is a wrestler that most people don't talk about. This guy, Slice Boogie. He's a New York guy.
Yeah.
Check him out. He is one of the best indie wrestling heels right now. Slice Boogie, if you can see him.
New York has a fucking great wrestling
scene.
You're Darius Carter. You're seeing that. See, when I was in Brooklyn, I loved going to those shows, and I did not go to nearly enough. But I swore I saw Private Party at a show with Darius Carter. Where Chavo was, and they were. This is a little indie show, and they're going balls to the wall everywhere, flying. I'm like, oh, these guys look 15 years old, and I paid $20 for this ticket.
When COVID is over, get out there and support your local indie promotions. Like, find the next new guys, because we're talking about it the other day of like how you almost can't even do a new promotion right now because everyone is tied up somewhere. There's a lot of wrestling with Ring of Honor, MLW, Impact, and AEW, and then you got CMLL and AAA and Crash, like all these places, and it's like, dude, there's almost you couldn't put together another good television promotion right now. NWA, is NWA coming back? What's going on with NWA?
They're coming back. They're going to do a subscription base. I think it's going to be similar to the early TNA days.
They've already ruined themselves.
Why? Have they got any signings yet?
They have signed people. They signed Tyrus.
Currently being sued.
They signed Tyrus. He's the Funkadactyl dude. He's a good talent, but he also he's been doing a lot of Fox News stuff, and he got himself into trouble because of sexual harassment.
And David Lagana's still out, right? He's on our wall of shame. Like Lagana and Corrigan were basically running that whole show, and then Lagana ousted himself.
But Corrigan, the way he was talking about it was they were about to take the next step to monetizing their shows.
And Aldis is still the champ, right?
Aldis is still the champ. I don't know who their TV champ is.
He's helping book too.
Aldis is he's almost like a part owner as far as like how he's representing them.
And he should be.
And he's great, and that's a great look on him. He's a great champ.
Who's his hot wife? Who's his hot wife again?
Mickey James.
The Arby's girl?
Oh, I will never. I don't want to insult her like that. That's right.
Mickey James. I love Mickey James.
Not to brag, but I walked shoulder to shoulder with her in the airport once in Orlando. Not to brag.
And if Nick Aldis wasn't so cool, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Mickey James.
I'm a fan of both of them. I think.
Well, I wish NWA all the best of luck. I mean, the NWA Power, what they were doing with that content was getting really, really good. I mean, it's the reason Thunder Rosa is a star right now. Aldis is like everyone's favorite guy in wrestling right now.
Everyone is coming back. Eddie Kingston came back and was like doing stuff. Ricky Starks
and my homie Uncle Tony. He was a heel manager over there. Let's get him back. Let's get it all going on, man.
Who was the first guy? Tim Storm. What an amazing story Tim Storm had doing his program with the title and with all this. And the intellectual savior of the masses or whatever the fuck. Aaron something. He got a great character. They all got
David Sandow.
Damien Sandow. But his real name. he got to do a great character, and he was working with Question Mark, who was one of the greatest characters on NWA and just one of the most fun characters on wrestling.
God rest his soul.
He unfortunately passed away a couple weeks ago, which is very sad. There isn't really, I don't think, a good explanation as to what happened, which makes it worse. And he is universally missed by everyone. Anyway,
listen, I want to finish. I do want to finish talking about a little bit of NXT because the thing that I've grown to love about
Katie Cannizzaro,
I'm going to talk about in a second, but I want to preface it, Byron, with the fact that my favorite thing to talk about with NXT now, and the reason why I love talking about NXT on this show is because it is so baffling. It's like a Sherlock Holmes episode or mystery or something. I watch it and I try to put the puzzle together, and my goal is, can I solve the puzzle before the end of the episode before they do? And it's such a hard task. It's a brain teaser. So we've got Io Shirai versus Toni Storm for the NXT title. Io retains by submission. Good experience for Tony, but why in the hell are we keep having title matches this early in the show? It makes them seem irrelevant. It takes the importance off of them.
I mean, early in the episode, I get opening hot. I get that. That's cool. Like,
but this isn't hot, and it wasn't even the first thing. They opened hot by announcing that there's going to be tag titles, and then they take the steam off of one of their champions by putting her in the second match in a dead spot. It's a decent match. I like the match. It wasn't anything. But why doesn't WWE? Okay, I understand this. So talking TV for a second. WWE has found that when you book mains and co-mains, like what a UFC event does, and you work up to a big thing, what happens is your ratings over quarter hours build, but they don't stay consistent. But dude, when you're getting a 1.1 in the ratings, you're not building shit anyway. You're better off to build to a big finish at the end of the night and for people to know to come and tune in at the end. And I know they're competing with AEW now, but this to me, it says that AEW is winning because now WWE has to do things like putting title matches second or spreading them out through the night. We had 3 title matches on this show and only one of them was relevant. This was an irrelevant title defense that did not do anything for either character, and it was in a bad spot in the show. Should have been a co-main event. That's all I'm saying.
All I want to say is why in this hot program with this one of the better belts, this and the cruiserweight belt, I think are the 2 top belts in NXT. This goes to WrestleMania. Why are we getting a throwaway title defense with the 2 top stars in the division?
And we're leading to a 2-night pay-per-view now, basically.
Like, what is like? First of all, I love the match and I love both performers. And Io Shirai is just objectively the best wrestler in the goddamn universe.
I don't understand how they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to do a 2-night WrestleMania weekend thing. And I get why they're doing it. What WWE is doing, by the way, is they want to take the steam out of what has happened over the past few years, or what was happening before COVID, which was that all of the events around WrestleMania that were big, that people were talking about, were other promotions. They are trying to say that, no, the indie promotion to watch WrestleMania weekend is NXT. They want to claim the whole weekend for themselves. So they're doing this double event. One part is televised on regular TV. The other part's WWE Network or Peacock now. But look,
that's
they
a whole
can't even
other
put
story.
together with 3 belts. They can't even put together a solid 2 hours with 3 titles defended on this episode. Let me get into the rest of it. First of all I got to say is L.A. Knight gets a choke from Bronson Reed for all his troubles and doing his promo.
I'm looking forward to that.
I love it. I'm sorry. I know everyone's like douchebag, but I like the guy.
I love
Jake Atlas versus Pete Dunne. This is better than Dunne versus Balor. Gruesome finish with stomping on the head and the finger snap thing, and get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Not everything has to be a 20-minute match.
Dunne and Balor was great, but there was hokey Dunne spots.
But I'm saying here, there weren't any hokey Dunne spots. Jake Atlas sold for him the right way. Jake Atlas got a little bit of heat. He's still an up-and-coming guy, so it doesn't hurt him at all. This is the kind of match that Pete Dunne should be having. He shouldn't be having the Finn Balor match. That's my point.
He shouldn't be legitimately orange.
I know, but like, look right here.
But to be fair, where
he
he's
looked
from,
like a great
the chips
top
are
mid.
orange. So do you know fries? They're actually called chips. The chunky
I'll
chips.
eat French fries.
Yeah. No, they're chunky. So they're not French
your
fries.
Chips and your Zeds.
So,
anyway,
but the thing is they do it in a specific way, so they're actually orange.
That's great.
Seriously, I'm not joking. They're amazing.
It's turning him. No.
You're being obscene right now.
Look, Pete Dunne can be a top mid-card guy if they let him look like this. We talked about the tag titles already, but Xia Li and King Carter, why is Casey Canzero out here at all? Like, they had effectively written her off, and then they're just playing with me at this point, right? They're
who's
basically
the good guy? Who's the good guy?
They're resetting back to, like, first we get her out of the program, and we're going to focus now on Caden versus Xia. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Casey Canzero is going to come back and do a crutch job, and what the fuck is this? Why do they keep wasting the TV time with this goddamn thing? And they've spent all this time and money on Xia Li, and this is what they come up with for her?
I'm very upset. Xia Li is, I talked too much in this episode. Meef, do you want to tell everyone my points?
You were going to say she's a very attractive young lady, I think, probably.
Well, no, I'm going to say, like, as a product you're selling on your show,
because he's
really
creepy.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's what he was going to say.
Creeper.
But
Xia Li,
they've very much put a lot of time and effort and money in terms of TV estate into the building of her character and this secret leader.
She has a lot of the pieces put together, and then they're throwing it away, having her sell weak-ass crutch shots by someone who has the muscle strength of a thimble.
Yeah, it's just it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. They had something going there, and this is not what to do with it. I'm sorry, they're ruining the heat that they had with the rebranding of Xia Li. Bad news. But hey, look, at least we get better Balor in the next segment. Jordan Devlin says the travel ban has been lifted, and claims to still be the champion. Meatloaf, what do you think about that? He doesn't like your guy. He's coming for your guy.
Firstly, Jordan Devlin is a massive human piece of shit who I would gladly, personally punch square in the fucking mouth, given half a chance. But he wouldn't raise a fist to me because I'm not a woman. I may have long hair. He may get mistaken from behind, but he only hits women. So
This is the reward for all the people that listen to the end of the show. This is why we do these things, guys. You got to listen to the whole show because there's gyms like this at the end. There's always a gym like this.
He's going to come back over, despite the fact that he shouldn't be anywhere near TV.
What are you going to do if they put Escobar's belt on him?
I've got a terrible feeling that that's what's going to happen. But there's only two ways to go about it. Either Escobar's going to be moved up the card, which I'd rather him not get moved up there just yet, considering the
if they put the strap, I think you could be right, but I think that what could happen is they put the strap on Cross for this WrestleMania weekend thing, and then the feud going into it is Escobar Cross again as he tries to get his heat back from the street fight. Which I would be fine with. If you go into WrestleMania weekend and whatever this NXT takeover WrestleMania weekend thing is called, and the headlining feud the day before WrestleMania is Escobar versus Cross, I'm okay with taking the cruiserweight belt off of Escobar. That's his reward.
I think I don't want him to win it, for the love of God. If Jordan Devlin wins it.
Yeah, but that's the best thing is that Jordan Devlin.
The best thing about it is the WWE literally are thick as shit, because every time they tweet about him, literally just look at the fucking responses.
I know.
There's a load
somebody
of
in the office feels like
fuck boys who are like, oh, King Devlin.
Yeah, but to be fair, and by the way, let's just assume I'm blackout drunk and not responsible for what I'm about to say. But imagine how many people in the offices at, let's just say, a company that wrestles in Stanford, how many of them have dealt with these accusations personally? So
are still doing these types of things in the office as we speak.
So they may have a different perspective
Stone Cold's not there, is he, anymore?
Stanford. I don't know. It's the Stone Cold thing with Charlotte was awesome. Did you see that? I loved that.
No.
Stone Cold season finale with Charlotte. It's good stuff. Of his reality show, they rode in like this upside down submarine boat, and they talked wrestling. Yeah. And she actually shot a little bit, and she was super cute and friendly, and I loved it. I wonder why.
You mean she was a lot more personable and charming, and more or less connectable and over if she was not constrained by how she was supposed to perform for WWE?
Correct.
That might be. Did you say wrecked?
Yeah. Hey, how about Kana getting a concussion and
we don't need an update, Justin. We don't need an update from you.
Asuka is gonna she's at least missing the build to WrestleMania, which means Charlotte's second WrestleMania program got taken from her.
Yeah, so but is Asuka gonna miss it now? They can't just Cesaro her and give her a mouth.
Oh shit. So Justin hasn't watched or heard anything from SmackDown. So that's two things he missed. Not only did he miss the newfound Nigerian prince somehow turning on Big E.
Oh God, hold on. I do want to talk about this, but I do want to finish NXT real quick.
The other thing.
I want you to tell me, but I want to say this first. LDF versus Grizzled Young Veterans. Can they decide who's a fucking heel, please? Like, what is going on here? And then they have all the heels and all the faces, and Daft Punk comes out. And LDF gets a win, but Breezango runs in, and the faces dance, and it's a party. What the fuck is going on NXT? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Cross comes out.
Io wants Raquel Gonzalez, and then my notes here say Adam Cole faced Finn Balor. Who cares? Kevin Cross.
Okay.
You took your time. You took your time, man.
Look, I think it's great. We already discussed it. I think, look, Cross is finally in the title picture. I think Balor's time is up. You can tell what happened. I don't care what anyone says. It's super duper obvious when a guy like Finn Balor is facing Roddy one week and they're already announcing the Adam Cole match the next week. It's like they're giving him whatever he wants. He's getting his nice little run of, hey, but I wanted to face this guy before you took the belt from me, but I wanted to do this before you took the belt from me. And they're like, okay, go ahead, get your shit in, bro. We like you. You're a good guy. You've done good work for us. Get your matches in.
But the guy you've been avoiding, we're going to finally give him your belt.
Yeah, but like it's WrestleMania time, and we need this belt to matter some, and you don't matter anymore. So give us the fucking belt back, dude.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go that way, and if I mark my words, if it doesn't go that way, fuck NXT forever. They have to take the belt off of Balor now. It's not the champ for right now. He's not. You cannot go into spring into WrestleMania season.
Do you know what's going to happen? Though, let's be honest. We know what's going to happen, don't we? Mr. Kyle O'Reilly, because he sounds Irish. He's going to join in, or to be honest with you, okay, Devlin beats Escobar, then I'll be fine if Devlin then cheats Cross out the title for Finn. You know, he's the body double.
Maybe.
And then Escobar and Cross can get together and fuck them up.
Let's go to a Finn versus Better Balor showdown.
They already did one. They did.
I know, but let's just go back to that. Let those guys be tied up with each other. They do good wrestling. It's good.
In a pit of venomous snakes.
I like Finn. I like Adam Cole. I thought they had a great match.
And then feed them both to Thatcher.
I thought they did their thing in the circus purpose. Kyle O'Reilly's coming back with a slightly different look and a little bit of fire.
Oh, actually,
I think they're doing.
Shouldn't really mention Margaret Thatcher and the Irish.
I mean, if we could, that's not mention the Irish at all, right?
Wow.
But
Irish.
But I mean, I think they're doing.
What percentage did you use offended by that again, Justin? Is it a quarter?
Listen, I'm taking shots on the one side that I can't take shots at. All right,
I'm not having any of it from either of you.
But I mean, it's just getting Kyle O'Reilly to take that step up to be taken more seriously as a main event competitor, because he has such a goofy personality and it's so endearing at the level he's been at. So I mean, I think like this was it. They had a good match. It was the ending doesn't matter because Cole was never going to win the belt before the program with Finn.
Anyway, SmackDown.
So SmackDown, Meef. What happened, man? Talk to me about it. What did they do with Apollo? Do I need to be more upset?
Apparently, Apollo Crews.
I'm going to play the
I just saw the fact that he attacked
He attacked what?
Why'd you
He
guys start
attacked
talking?
Big E. That's all.
What?
I know of that bit. Yeah. So he's gone after Big E.
So you're telling me that not only is he a wonderful Nigerian citizen,
well,
but
no. If he's proud of that, he's a bad guy.
Now they're turning him heel by making him commit black on black crime.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, WWE.
And do you know Tamina Snuka's never won a match?
What?
So she beat Bianca Belair.
Tamina's never won a match?
It's something like stupid, like she hasn't won in the last 10 years or something stupid. It's hilarious. There was a stat about it. But she actually pinned Bianca Belair.
Wow. Why is that happening right now?
Because they did the moment. They did the little moment to keep people happy. People that are a demographic of their audience that they usually offend quite highly.
Yeah.
So they're happy now. And then as soon as they're happy, they've had the moment, you get put back in the box.
Oh man! All right, that's
Would
it.
That be a
I can't talk wrestling anymore, Byron. I gotta go. I'm out. That's it. That's all I can say. Until next
Stay
time.
calm
Thanks.
Eat some dicks.
Thanks, WWE thanks for nothing, you sons of bitches. Watch the Vampiro interview March 20th.
March 20th.
Forever.
Expo Lucha 2021. It's a good time. Check out the promo on social media if you haven't watched it already, or if you need to, just rewind this episode and go back and watch it again. Hopefully we'll see Casey next week. And until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.